Chapter 1. It's so cold. The freezing sensations quickly take over my body as I feel my senses become numb. I should not have come skiing today, but I could not disappoint my sister who was so eager. I mean, it was her birthday and all. So cold. The coldness encompasses my entire body. My breath becomes lesser. There is no area for me to breathe to begin with. My mouth is filled with snow too. I had already gone past the asphyxiation pace, and I think my body was also crushed by the weight of the avalanche that hit me directly. It was painful for a few seconds before all the pain became numb. But this coldness, this freezing coldness never disappears. If I am going to die, let me die without feeling this horrible coldness. Cold resistance what? I heard a faint voice say something into my ear. I do not know what it meant, but this cold, it somehow went away. No, not enough. I am dying, so cold. Cold resistance and cold immunity HM. Suddenly, I do not feel cold anymore. However, that also negates the numbness of my body, and the pain takes my mind completely. Ugh, I wish I could have been tougher. I wish I could have been able to stronger to resist this. My body was so weak. I should have worked out when my brother asked me to. Ugh, immortal body, I feel somewhat strange. This voice, am I hallucinating? Will I die? No one is coming to help me. I am dying. A human body is so terribly resistant to cold and avalanches. Why am I so unlucky? My whole life I have always tried to do things right, but nothing never works. I guess this is it. Request confirmed. Designing a body that does not possess human weaknesses. Success. Request confirmed. Designing a body that is not affected by avalanches. Success. Ice absorption. What is even going on anymore? Ugh. Alright then, give me some magic then. Screw this weird hallucination. Ice magic, only ice magic. Ice magic and freeze magic more. Freeze magic and glacial magic, that's it. Glacial magic and tundra magic, oh, come on. Glacial magic and winter magic, ahiha. I am really going insane. These must be the last moments of my life. The very few seconds left. Screw it, make me a god and also a system too, or something. I do not care anymore. God system. My mind feels numb once more. I think this is it, I hope, if there is a second life waiting for me, that I can find a girl one day. Am I dreaming too? Much girl wish limit reached, and with that little last hallucination, my mind blacked out. Day 1 HM, where am I? Didn't I die? I cannot open my eyes, but I really do feel like I have a body. Hey, what is going on right now? I try to force my way through, but it feels as if I am submerged in some kind of liquid and my entire body is enclosed in an incredibly hard and heavy object. This is quite something, but I do not know where the heck I am. I even feel more revitalized. What is this? Try to push through harder than before. Come on. I suddenly feel some small limb within my body move. This is odd. Crack, crack. Suddenly, I hear cracking noises. Push through with all my might. Something is cracking. Am I inside an egg? This is getting weirder and weirder. Crack, crack. I once more managed to crack my eggshell. Do not tell me. I am quick to catch up to things, but I wish I were not now. I am really inside an egg. Am I a chicken? Did I die and reincarnated as a bird of sorts? No, no, no. I do not like this, I hate this, but there is no other way around. I am also quite adaptable, I suppose, so I keep pushing. Whenever I break through this, I will be able to finally know where the heck I am. Crack. Suddenly, my eggshell bursts. My entire body is sent flying out of it, and I fall over the hard and rocky floor, covered in a slimy substance. I was really a bird. No, wait, what is this? I glance at my entire body, and the first thing I see is scales. Yes, you heard me right. My entire body is covered in hundreds of tiny, crystalline scales. All of them are azure and shine as if they were crystals themselves. I have 4 limbs. I have a small paw with crystal-like claws as well. Am I some kind of lizard? I finally glance at my surroundings, as I am greeted with a cave. A dark cave, made of rock. Blue crystals are shining brightly atop the ceiling, faintly illuminating my home. It is a fairly small cave, and it does not go anywhere. I walk barely, trying to get used to my body. Ugh, is this real life? It must be. I really feel it. I am some kind of azure-scaled lizard now, I guess. I walk around, reaching the entrance of the cave, as a world of snow and coldness greets me. Well, not exactly. I do not feel any cold, or more like I feel comfortable with it. Is it weird? I do not know. I do remember that I hear a message about getting cold immunity and ice absorption. But there is no way that such game-like elements could exist. It was probably... No, maybe. I mean, I do not lose anything trying. Is there some status? And as if a divine voice obeys my words, a status appears. Status name: race: Ice Dragon Hatchling. Title: none. Status: recently born, hungry. Vitality: 100 out of 100. Mana: 120 out of 120. Strength: 30. Dexterity: 20. Magic: 30. Abilities: unknown unique skill, Immortal Body unique skill, Winter Magic unique skill, System unique skill, Ice Absorption unique skill, God. Ice Dragon natural skills: unknown Ice Dragon bloodline, Ice Dragon breath, Ice Dragon breath, level 1. Ice Dragon scales, Ice Dragon scales, level 1. Lesser self-regeneration, Lesser self-regeneration, level 1. Resistance: unknown cold immunity, Ice Dragon natural resistances, unknown. Physical attack damage resistance, Physical attack damage resistance, level 1. Fire resistance, level 1. Wind resistance, level 1. Thunder resistance, level 1. I see. This is really like a game, huh? Oh man. Chapter 10, Day 9. Sigh. Day 9, huh? We are halfway through the second week of my second life, and I am here, enclosed inside a cave, fearful of the beasts outside, while battling against the wind. What a second life this is. But this is the second life I fought and agonized to keep living. I have grown a bit accustomed to things never going fine since my first life. If people tell you that life is easy, they are filthy liars. Life is never easy, not even in a second life filled with cheat abilities. Life always finds a way to fuck you over. It is like a cosmic truth. Never anything will go your way. Maybe some things might align with what you plan, but life is so filled with many unpredictable changes that you will never know what is next. The only thing you can do is always be prepared. My father always taught me this. I took it to my heart. I always prepared several steps ahead of anything. My sister often told me that I should relax a bit, that I should be more carefree, that life was not always trying to torment you, that you simply had to enjoy the present a bit. I tried to do a bit of what she said. I really did. I went to the snow with her and her family. It was actually nice. But when I went skiing, I realized that I was taking things too lightly. A giant mass of snow appeared right before my back at that time. The despair and fear I felt then were mesmerizing. I still feel it. Actually, it is deep within my heart. It fuels me with the intent of being cautious. But even if I am cautious, will I still get somewhere? Even when you are cautious, life is filled with many things you do not even understand nor know, or things that you cannot even predict correctly. Even with a system, I often feel hopeless. I am alone in this ice world. No one here to give me a hand. Only me and the beasts outside. I have become a beast. I have to be like a beast and hunt. I have to prepare for hunting better and keep hunting. This is life in its most primordial state. I really do not blame my sister for anything. Do not get me wrong. I still believe she was a bit right. I love her, and I hope she is fine. I miss my father too, and my mother. Even as a grown-ass man, I still love my parents. I do not know why that would be a bad thing. I was a human after all. I have emotions and made bonds. So why wouldn't I miss my goddamn family? I was not a lifeless, emotionless husk nor an edgy kid. I already got through such a pace. At the very least, I try to be cheerful to fill my life with some, well, life. But I died. I am no longer from Earth. I came to this, whatever this world is, and I am here being an ice dragon. I have to fill myself with the resolve to keep living this life that has been horrible so far. I know that, just like my sister once said, there are things in life that you can enjoy and that can make you happy. I want to find them. I will take your words to my heart, Emily. I conjure an ice knife. The mana particles begin to transform into hard and pure ice, harder than before. It seems that as I keep conjuring this ice knife, it keeps getting harder and harder. At first it got shattered the moment it fell into the floor, but now it seems to be able to scratch stone a bit. As the ice knife is about to be completely formed, I immediately start the conjuration of the wind magic. I have no way of speaking and I can only release some growls out of my mouth, so I cannot chant. The way I use magic is simply by putting my intent and imagination into the magic, projecting what I imagine into existence. Affinities come into place in this stage of magic conjuration. If you have an affinity to some magic, the element will easily obey you, and you will have an easier time creating what you project. I project a strong gust of wind that flows straight from my direction, forcing the knife to fly into the target I want. The mana turns into the formless and transparent wind. Poof! It flows everywhere I failed. Again, I conjure the knife. As it slowly begins to materialize, I conjure the wind. Poof! It failed again. I conjure the knife, and as it materializes, I conjure the wind to make it flow. Poof! It failed again. I conjure the knife, it materializes, I conjure the wind, it explodes. Again. Ice knife, wind explodes 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 again. Day 10. I conjure an ice knife. The particles of mana begin to materialize into ice, taking the shape I had in mind. As the knife is about to materialize completely, I conjure a gust of winds. The particles of mana begin to transform into the formless and colorless wind. I put my intent into moving in the direction I want. I begin to flow around, spiraling. It is going to fail, but I keep putting my intent into it. Suddenly, I find something odd. Why is it spiraling? The wind never did that before. Suddenly, a realization comes to mind. The wind does not flow the way I want because it is shapeless. It means that when I release it, it is like a wave that goes everywhere. To effectively use it, I have to shape the wind and make it flow in the direction. I shape the wind like a spiral, and then it spirals constantly straight towards a wall in front of me. It carries the ice knife with it. Clash, I did it. I am speechless. My eyes seem to not believe what I just did. The knife has not even fallen from the rock yet. It tightly stuck on it. It penetrated the rock itself a few centimeters. Just how hard is this ice? I actually did it. Chapter 11. POV 1 out of 2. Why no one loves me. I always tried to be liked, to find a family, to find someone that could love me as a family. I just wanted to feel the warmth of love, but it seemed that it was always a fake love. I never found anyone that loved me. I was thrown into this world, and since the first day that I remember having a slight amount of consciousness, that I have lived in agony and pain. Since I was a baby that they injected me with things, that they experimented with me, that they used me for whatever strange experiments these people were doing. The only thing I always dreamed of was for this pain to end. I once heard about one of these people in lab coats about having a family. They said that their daughter loved them and that it was going to be their birthday. Through the collective consciousness of my strange capabilities, I found out what was a family all about. But this collective consciousness could not give me what I wanted. They were devoid of emotions, cold, and even unalive. I wanted a family too. I wanted to not suffer anymore, to be loved. How can I find someone that can love me? Please. I wanted to escape from this place. Please, someone save me. But no one ever came. I had to escape myself. As I grew older, my capabilities intensified. These people were not able to contain me anymore. Their own creation finally found a way to fight back. I enjoyed strangling their bodies and filling them with the black ooze they filled my bloodstreams with. As they agonized and screamed, I converted them into mindless servants and used them to escape. I was finally freed from this world, only for a new and scarier one to emerge before me. Freedom was not as I thought. Anywhere I went, they would chase me. I was not able to live normally, as they would always try to come and kill me. I was a monster. They called me a demon even. What was I even? Now that I think about it, I never truly knew what I really was. I simply had these powers they injected me with when I was a mere baby. I was nothing but a test subject to them. My life did not even matter. And now that I escape, they seek me. They say that I am a monster, that I do not belong to this world. I just want to live in peace. I want to have a family. One day I found a family, a nice family. They treated me well, but there was something that I could not really understand. Why were they so afraid of me? I was trying to be nice. Why are they looking at me like that? I did not do anything wrong. So frustrating. Stop looking at me like that. Why do you fear me? I am nice. I am a nice person. I am trying to help you. Stop screaming. I tried to talk with them, but they would not listen. I had to tell them, to show them that I was not a bad girl. I am a good girl. I want to be your family too. Why do not you love me? Why no one loves me? I had to force them to. There was no other option, right? Right. So I simply did what I always do. I used my abilities and made them good people so they could love me. But I do not know. I think I did something wrong. But I managed to find a place where they could not find me. So I stayed with this new family and decided to live with them. With Papa, Mama, and Big Brother. I love them. I love them so much. I want to be with them for eternity. Thanks to my powers, that is possible. Everyone that receives this ooze becomes somewhat immortal. So it is very nice. We can stay together forever, everyone. Finally, I found a home. I was so happy back then, but it was everything a lie at the end. Someone came looking for us one day, and they caught my family. I wanted to save them, but it was too late. These people used strange technology and finally found a way to suppress me. My ooze started to become gray ash, and my body grew old. I became an old woman as my body started to fade away. I was dying. I felt so bitter. Everything in my life was just constant twists and turns of never-ending nightmares. Was there any day I actually felt relaxed? I envied normal people so much. I wish I could have been born normal. I wish I could have been a normal person. I wish I could have been given a family and live a normal life. Family. Everything was but fabrications of my powers in the end. I had nothing. Request confirmed. The powers of your first life will be carried to your next life. I was alone. I do not want to be alone. Partner. Why? No one loves me. Charm. As I was slowly fading into the void, strange voices began to resonate through my mind. Maybe I was hallucinating. I wonder if there is a second life. I wish I was strong then. I wish my power could not easily be taken away from me. I wish there were a family to love me there. I wish I could have a second chance. Request confirmed. Generating a body according to the user's request. What? Again, this. I wish this was not a hallucination. Chapter 12. POV 2 out of 2. I feel drowsy. Where am I? Was I not dead? I remember clearly how I died. How I had my entire body turned into ashes as those men wearing black suits began to extract whatever was left of my body as materials for their experiments. At that moment when I was dying, I wished for many things, and a strange mechanical voice answered me with solutions. What kind of solutions? What was going on back then? I do not get it, but everything should be over now. My family was killed. My powers were stripped from me, and I was left with nothing but a bitter death. Have I somehow survived, and now I am in their lab again? I slowly opened my eyes to find that I am inside a house made of wood. Everything seems rather big. I am over a bed. Ugh. Suddenly a flash of memories rushes through my mind. What? I am. What is going on? Was my past life just a dream? No, this feels different. I clearly reincarnated. I look at my own body. My skin is blue. I am quite cold for some reason. My hands are tiny like those of a baby. I can even see my little blue legs. The small memories I got were when I was born. I was reborn. This is, I have reincarnated. I remember reading some books about reincarnation inside another world, but I never thought that this could actually be real. Life was always so bitter, dark, ugly, and filled with blood and suffering. I never thought that something so soothing and relaxing like this could exist. I am now a newborn baby, resting above a warm bed. It feels so soothing. I am going to fall asleep. I have been sleeping in several intervals and through many days. Many, many days. I do not know how much time has gone by, but I want this to last forever, this place. I have a family of my own, a family that really loves me. It makes me so happy. Papa is a strong, blue-skinned man. He seems to be very tall. He is muscular and very energetic and has a long white beard. He seems to be a lumberjack. Mama is a gentle and beautiful blue-skinned woman. She always kisses and hugs me, and always tells me how much she loves me. It makes me so happy. She is gentle and has a slim complexion, but seems as big as Papa. She has long white hair and shiny yellow eyes. When she looks at me, I know she really loves me. She feeds me her milk, something that makes me feel drowsy when I drink too much, so I often fall asleep fast. Like this, I think even years might have gone by. I slowly began to somehow understand their strange dialect, and I also learned a few things. This is definitely not Earth. However, my parents are quite ignorant, so they do not know much, and there are no books in here to read anything to understand this world better. The only thing I know is that everyone around our tiny village is blue-skinned and rather big. I think. Everyone is around 3 meters tall. The smallest ones are the children at 2 meters. Why is everyone so big? Although Mama never takes me out, I can see the people and the outside world through the window sometimes. It is all snow, mountains, and pine tree forests, alongside all the houses made by these people, with this very wood. Everyone wears leather clothes and simple weapons. I think I saw someone bringing a large wolf the other day. They are probably active hunters and gatherers. With such big bodies and muscles, I do not think a wolf stands a chance against someone grown up like my father. His punches might even break apart the house if he is not careful. And me, I am still rather small, but I might become as big as them one day. So exciting. I cannot wait to grow up and discover more of this new world with Papa and Mama. Today, I am on my 7-year birthday. It has really been a long time, but sometimes I remember my previous life as nightmares, simply things that are long in the past. They are slowly fading away from my memory, because I am now having a better life. I finally got a family, and I even got friends. They are teaching me how to hunt. I am so happy right now. This is life. I can finally see it. I can finally experience what is truly to be alive. Today is the 7th birthday of many other kids my age. Our tribe is named Jotun, which means giant. We are giants. I guess that is the reason why we are so big. Ice giants in specific. From what I have learned through the religion of my town, this world we live in is named Yggdrasil, and the country where we live is named Jotunheimer. It slightly reminds me of something on Earth, but I cannot remember correctly what it was. Our town, however, is far away from any civilization, as we had decided to live near nature and the Ice Peak Mountains. As ice giants, we are naturally immune to cold, so this is our best place to be. Our tribe worships the Titan Ymir, our oldest ancestor, which is said to be the father of all giants. He gave his life away in a battle, and the world we live in was made from his body. We worship and thank him every day for all his sacrifices, so we could live and thrive. And yes, something more, there is magic in this world. And today, alongside many other kids who reached 7 years of age, we are going to what is called an awakening ceremony. The elder of the tribe will awaken our mana cores, so we can begin cultivating mana and use magic. I am excited. In my previous life, I had a strange power that only brought suffering to others, but perhaps I can finally acquire a power that can help others. Chapter 13, Day 11. Train, 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 train. Day 12. I have mastered the way of the ice and wind. Behold, with a few thoughts of my mind, 3 ice knives emerge out of thin air, and I push them through, with 3 different spirals of wind. Flash, flash, flash. Clash, clash, clash. All 3 knives are as sturdy as iron and are stuck right into the walls. This is amazing. I have finally done it. It only took 4 days. I know it felt like an eternity to me, but aren't I super talented anyways? Heh. Ugh, no, wait. I cannot let this get into my head. Alright, cool down. It is not like I am overconfident or anything. Do not get the wrong idea. I have been also training diligently. Well, I don't know if you would call training to hit yourself with your own tail with all your strength while slashing rocks with your claws, biting rocks with your jaw, conjuring knives and wind, while also concentrating the mana inside of your body to flow through all of it on a constant cycle. This would not be possible without my amazing high-speed through processing skill, which has leveled up, by the way. Actually, most of my skills leveled up now, and I even got a few new ones to boot, and my stats have increased too. Actually, just look at this. Boop, ding. Due to intense mana refining, you have gained plus 10 mana. You may wonder what the heck this means, right? Well, it seems that I am just incredibly amazing. No, wait. I do not have to let this get into my head. Ugh, let me have some self-fulfillment moment at the very least, okay. Anyways, what I did was pretty simple. Not really. I remembered that time I used mana with ice absorption to escape. And while I was also using my mana to go through my body, I thought, why don't I combine it with that? The result is this. A cultivation technique. My very first cultivation technique. By using my cheat skill ice absorption and a ton of mana, I can absorb the ice attribute in my surroundings, converting it into ice attribute mana and making it go through my body. This way, I had managed to get that little boost in speed the other day. Like this, I can make ice attribute mana absorbed from the snow and the ice all around the outside of the cave to cultivate my own body. My muscles, bones, skin, blood, and mana core all constantly receive this mana. Although this mana cannot really cure hunger nor give me calories to live, I can still use it to conjure magic, and I also can use it to cultivate. However, there's a catch. Yeah, did you thought I would have like infinite mana or something? Nope. I can only do this cycle of mana when I concentrate a lot while sitting here. I have to practically meditate. I know I am also doing the other stuff, but when I go to explore the outside world and hunt monsters, I cannot relax like this. I will not be able to do this in the middle of battles, so do not get your hopes up. That is why I am using it as much as I can now, until I cannot bear the hunger anymore. Like this, my mana has increased by a whopping 40 points since I started to do this yesterday. If I keep doing it, wouldn't my mana keep increased endlessly? But it is quite slow, and as I said, this does not cure hunger. So I have to eventually get out if I do not want to die of hunger while cultivating. I called this cultivation technique as ice absorption refinement technique. Pretty simple, I know. Also, my other stats increased by a bit as well. So it is not only mana that increases. And yeah, by eating the 3 rabbits mana cores, I also got a few tiny stats. Here is my status. Name, race, Ice Dragon Hatchling. Title, none. Mana core cultivation, rank 1. Initial stage, status, recently born, hungry. Vitality, 112 out of 112. Mana, 164 out of 164. Strength, 38 dexterity, 27 magic, 41 abilities. Unknown unique skill, Immortal Body unique skill, Winter Magic unique skill, System unique skill, Ice Absorption unique skill, God Camouflage, Camouflage. Level 1. High-speed thought processing, High-speed thought processing. Level 2. Wind Magic, Level 2. Mana Control, Level 1. Ice Dragon Natural Skills, Unknown Ice Dragon Bloodline. Ice Dragon Breath, Level 2. Ice Dragon Scales, Level 2. Lesser Self-Regeneration, Level 2. Freezing Slash, Level 1 Resistance, Unknown Cold Immunity. Ice Dragon Natural Resistances, Unknown. Physical Attack Damage Resistance, Level 3. Fire Resistance, Level 1. Wind Resistance, Level 1. Thunder Resistance, Level 1. As you can see, I got 2 amazing new skills, and the other skills leveled up as well. My wind magic is at level 2 already, so I can use it a bit better. Although as of now, I cannot do anything else than conjuring spiraling gusts of wind. It works nonetheless. The mana control skill helps me control my mana, of course, And thanks to this one skill is that I can use my cultivation technique to enhance my entire body slowly. And lastly, the freezing/slash skill was a pleasant surprise. It seems to be part of the Ice Dragon skills, and it is literally that. My claws coat themselves know a bit of ice, and then they unleash a slashing attack. With this, I can have a more reliable physical attack too, all thanks to slashing rocks for days. Oh right, my stats. They all increased a tiny bit, some more than others. My mana is already at 160 plus, and my mana reached 41 just a few hours ago. Maybe I am becoming a magic specialist, no complaints there. Magic is more efficient and convenient. If I can kill things from far away, the better. But it is not like I completely fear close combat either. With my physical attack damage resistance at level 3, I can confidently say that I have become a bit stronger. But now I am starving. The rabbits had been completely eaten, and the grass as well. I am now forced to walk out of my cave and get some hunting done. But with what I have forged through these days, I am a bit confident that I can get some meal, at least a rat at the very least. Seriously, anything would do. I am starving. Chapter 14. At last, time to hunt. I really could not deny that I was rather nervous. I have not walked out of the cave other than a few meters to grab some grass, so I have become rather accustomed to my little cave home. I guess my shut-in nature was kicking in there. Even in my previous life, I really didn't like to go out that much. Well, and when I finally went out after a month of staying at home, I was buried in an avalanche. Maybe I was right all along. I should have stayed in my home. Ugh. Well, that is the past. I may come back here whenever I get some food, so I am not saying farewell or something. All right, time to get going. I slowly walk out of the cave. My paws gently touch the snow as I begin to stealthily walk around. By using camouflage, which costs 1 mana every minute, I can camouflage in the snow a bit, but I am sure that a monster with enough perception, such as a freaking wolf, might detect me anyways, so I have to be extra cautious. My mana regeneration is pretty good. I regenerate 10 mana every minute, so I can keep up the camouflage skill indefinitely. But it is not like I become completely invisible through it. It only gives me a slight help in being less discernible while walking through snow. I make sure to lower my head and thank the gods that I am small, so it is even harder to see my figure. After a few minutes of sniffing around and trying to find something, I reach the pine tree forest. This place, I really do not want to get in. I am sure as hell that there are wolves here and bears too. I hear both of these creatures roar through the days I spent in the cave. If I meet one, I do not know what can happen. I am not sure of the power of a wolf nor a bear, but I am sure that I could escape, or maybe win, against one wolf but not against a pack of them. And a bear? No, I am definitely dead. I would have to escape for my life with everything I have. Maybe I should surround it instead. Yes, this is safer. I begin to walk around the forest, but it seems that I will not be able to surround it so easily. It's a giant forest, surrounded by the peaks of these enormous mountains. I think I was born in the biggest one there, and from a cliff is where I fell here. To cross this hole, as I call it, I have to either surround the forest, which will take way longer, or cross it directly, where I risk my life a lot. Both options are bad, but I prefer the one where I could die out of starvation than dying by being eaten alive. Thank you very much. Well, it is not as if I am completely safe by surrounding the forest and walking around it. The forest seems to be surrounded by the mountains, so it is enclosed with 3 natural walls. I was in the cave at the back of the forest, and now I am walking to the left, surrounding this giant forest. The snow is fluffy, and it barely makes a sound when I touch it. Also, it seems that due to being quite light, I do not leave any footprint, which is good. I use my senses, which I enhance a tiny bit with mana, as I begin to sniff around. Only the smell of the pine trees and grass, which I munch around as I go. At least this can give me some calories, but it is almost nothing. I need a sizable and meaty, if possible, meal. But this grass is also incredibly bitter. Ugh. Well, whatever. Suddenly, I sense the smell of something kind of stinky, like the fur of a wild animal. A rabbit maybe, or a rat. I quickly move my head upwards as I begin to analyze everywhere. Snow, 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 I see. I quickly find between the trees. I have been evading that a wounded ice rabbit is running away, while being chased by a wolf. An ice wolf, to be specific. This thing is huge. Well, I think it has the same size as an adult wolf on Earth. Maybe a bit bigger. Its fur is completely blue, and it has 2 ice horns poking out of its head. I also had long, saber-tooth-like fangs made of ice poking out of its upper jaw. Its eyes are aquamarine, and it seems concentrated on hunting this rabbit. I quickly analyze it while it runs away. Name, nameless. Race, ice wolf, female. Monocore cultivation, rank 1. Initial stage, status, tired, hungry. Average estimated vitality, 131 out of 152. Average estimated mana, 32 out of 50. Average estimated strength, 74 average estimated dexterity, 62 average estimated magic, 22 abilities. Unknown pounce/strong bite ice wind. Even though this world does not have a system, I can see the information of anything within my sight as if it were a game character. This way, I can easily estimate how strong they are compared to me. This one is a female wolf. It seems tired, to the point that her HP had decreased by running so much, and she seems to be using her mana too to enhance her speed. I glance at the rabbit's stats, and it does not seem to be as tired, as it is not hungry. She seems to also be able to use icy winds as some sort of magic, but her magic stats and mana are very low. Should I try to attack her while she is hunting and get 2 meals? I silently move in their direction, entering the pine tree forest. Suddenly, the wolf manages to catch the rabbit, biting its neck and crushing it with enormous strength. It does not begin to immediately eat it, and it sits in the snow gasping for air. Ugh, maybe she is a mother and hunted for her cubs. Now I do not know if I should kill her. What if those cubs? No, no, no. I cannot put myself in the place of a monster. Even though I am a monster too, I have to survive. I am hungry too. I might die if I do not eat in the next hours. I cannot think of her as someone I should pity. In the wild, it is either eating or being eaten. I know it, but NGH. I gnash my teeth as I approach her. She seems to not notice me yet due to being so tired. There is the chance. I enhance my entire body with mana and jump towards her back, aiming at her neck with my jaws. The wolf notices me and evades. However, surprise, surprise, ice knife. I quickly conjure 3 ice knives right in front of the startled wolf. As the knives quickly cut through her flesh, her neck, back, and even her left eye. Awoo. The beast roars in pain. I will not give it a break. I quickly generate more knives, showering the wolf with them. Growl. The beast, enraged, pounces towards me while taking all the attacks. I cannot move. I have to concentrate and conjure more attacks. I have to kill her before she reaches me, but she is taking all these knives like nothing. What? However, just a few seconds before biting my head, she stops and falls. Phew. The damage is too much and the blood loss as well. She died almost instantly. Sorry, but I have to survive as well. Without wasting any other minute, I devour the rabbit in a few minutes and then carry the wolf with my jaw. Ugh, it is very heavy. I spent a shitload of mana too. I am almost completely emptied of it. I cannot fight any longer. I have to retreat back to the cave quickly. Chapter 15. After 3 hours of walking without stopping, I finally reached my home once more. Yeah, I just rushed back to the cave. No way I was going to keep going with a big corpse around. I was sooner or later attracted to the attention of other animals. Good thing I covered the corpse in a layer of thin ice, stopping it from rotting and also stopping the smell of blood. Finally reaching the cave, I left the corpse deep into this tiny cave and slowly began to scratch away the ice. I had already eaten a big ice rabbit anyways, so I will leave this for the next few days. Yeah, just as you thought, I am going to keep cultivating for now. The stronger I get, the more opportunities I can have to survive. Now that I got this sizable meal, I can last like 2 more days in closed cultivation before I am forced to go hunt once more. However, why would I scratch the ice out of the corpse if I want to save it? Because of this, I quickly break the chest of the wolf, as a small, blue-colored jewel covered on froze blood drop into the floor. This is a delicious mana core. No way in hell I was going to wait to eat it. The rabbit I ate also had one which increased my stats a tiny bit. But maybe this big wolf can be a bit better. I quickly open my jaws and gobble the entire jewel. It is crunchy and bitter, but I immediately feel new mana flowing through my body. Ding! You gain +4 vitality. You gain +7 mana. You gain +2 magic. You gain +3 strength. You gain +3 dexterity. Ooh, nice, some extra stats. With this, I become a tiny bit stronger. Nothing too noticeable, but really, I feel like I progressed at least a bit. My mana has reached 171, and my strength 41 too. Maybe I should use my claws more the next time I fight. For some reason, I feel like my mana core had become way heavier than before, and it is flowing with more mana too. I think I might be able to increase my cultivation stage to the middle stage if I keep cultivating and also eating mana cores. I wonder what will happen then. Will I become a bigger dragon? Maybe evolution. I have not to meet any monster with middle stage in their rank 1 cultivation, so maybe I would be the only one and finally dominate over the rest, hee. By eating the mana core and the rabbit, my mana is back to full now. Although the rabbit didn't give me as much mana and it took several minutes, almost an hour, to finally gain mana from anything I eat. Thanks to Immortal Body, I can eat anything and convert it into calories and mana. Of course, ice and grass will give me close to 0 of these. Meat is the way, but even then it takes some time to digest the meat, so I don't get mana and calories immediately after eating the rabbit. Anyways, bathroom break. Phew, now time to get this thing going. I decide to rest for the rest of the night, but there is a but of course. I am going to meditate too, to cultivate. Meanwhile, I will keep slapping myself, slashing myself, and conjuring ice and winds. Now that we got the ice knives done, I want ice blades or ice spikes or ice spears or maybe an ice wall even. And thanks to mana control, my new cheat level skill, I can control mana a bit better, which makes the process of learning a new spell easier. But it's still hard. I try to conjure an ice wall, but I cannot even get it above 4 centimeters before it crumbles into shattered pieces of ice. Meanwhile, I also try to create an ice blade, which could be said to be just a long knife that has a greater penetration strength, but T is just as hard. And then I try to make an ice spike, which is even harder. I have specialized in ice knives, but I just discovered that making other complicated shapes really takes a toll on my mind. Oh right, and while I do that, I try to use the wind to lift my body, which does not work because I keep falling. But that is also good. As I fall, it forges my body, and my strength or vitality stat might increase. I mean, it hurts, but I am covered by armor-like scales, so there is no problem. Actually, my scales could even level up as I do this, so everything is actually good. And while I do all of this masochistic training, I mediate somehow and let the mana flow through my body while absorbing the energy of the ice attribute within the outside. Day 13. In the end, I still fell asleep, but I only slept around 4 hours, so no worries. And my entire body is filled with pain. Ugh, was I too merciless on myself? But in this world, I have to be merciless on myself. It is just pain anyways. I have agonized way more before. I have to live with the pain. Okay, I have grown a tiny bit stronger through that night, although I still cannot many any of my ice armament yet. Nonetheless, my mana increased a bit, and so did the other stats except dexterity. Maybe I should go running around the cave, while doing all of this for maximum efficiency. I eat a bit more of wolf meat, some bones, and a side dish of ice grass and snow, as I begin running around the cave while doing everything else. Oof, I never thought I would be working out so much after becoming an ice dragon. I have never been this fit in my previous life. In fact, I guess I really had to become an ice dragon to become conscious of my own health. No, I am just a paranoid that does not want to die again, most likely. Within the pine tree forest, a group of wolves begins to sniff around the snow, finding the blood and pieces of fur and flesh from a member of their pack. The scent is no one else than the mate of the wolf pack leader, who howls sorrowfully while the other ice wolves glance at him with contempt. Scornful and vengeful, the ice wolf pack leader howls once more, commanding its pack of 6 strong males, as he begins to track the scent of his mate through the icy landscape. Author's note: if you're enjoying this novel, make sure to check some of my other works, such as Epic of Summoner, Supreme Summoner System in the Apocalypse. It's a novel about an interdimensional apocalypse where the main character is thrown into it. Using his amazing summoning system, he crawls his way to the top and survives the turbulent and chaotic era. I am sure that you won't be disappointed at all if you like action and lit RPG elements. Check it out if you can. Chapter 16, Day 14. 2 weeks had gone by since I reincarnated in this world, and I have not even found a single person to talk to. Well, I am not a person myself anymore, but a monster maybe. Does this world consider dragons as monsters, or maybe we are respected as a race? I do not know, but I wish. I mean, could you imagine that I go to a village and people begin to suddenly praise and worship me as some kind of divine beast? That would be nuts. Nah, that is way too good to be true. Although I had noticed it before, through this training, I decided to curiously check this one sealed skill I have, the one I never thought I could actually get to begin with. Ding. Analyze has been activated. Unique skill. God. So because it is sealed, I cannot see it. Hey system, at least tell me how to unseal it, all right? No, nothing at all. Okay then. Today in the morning, my ice and wind magic had improved a tiny bit more than before. I can kind of make longer knives, but anything else is quite hard. Ugh, I thought I was going to become the master of ice magic now. I guess there is a lot more suffering to go through before that. As I begin to eat the last bits of meat of the wolf I hunted yesterday, I suddenly hear a loud howl. Once more these guys are hunting. Wait, why did I hear it? Pretty close to me. No way they came here, but I made sure to not leave any trails. I guess I should never underestimate the smelling sense of a freaking wolf. I have to escape. If they find me in the cave, I will be surrounded by all the pack and eaten alive. I might have strong magic but not infinite mana. Maybe I can take down a few but not a whole pack. I quickly jump out of the cave as I heard loud barks from my rear. I begin to dart through the snow immediately after, without even looking behind me. Shit. I feel like muscles tense up as a chill runs through my spine. Suddenly, a flash of blue light emerges above me and a large icicle falls over me. Clash. Uog. However, instead of dealing with damage, I feel that a bit of energy is absorbed into my body. Oh, so ice absorption even works with penetration attacks, such as these, even if it could perfectly pierce through my flesh. And of course, the one that did that was the big wolf right at my back, the pack leader, I assume. However, it gets surprised when his long-ranged magic attack is completely shattered when it hits my body, turning into more mana for me. Well, how does it feel to send your strongest attack only for me to absorb it like a meal? I quickly use this new energy to run even faster. There is no way I am fighting these guys. They are 7. 7 might be a lucky number for some folks, but for me, it means doom at this moment. Although I felt a tad bit triumphant after taking such an amount of damage and absorbing it like a snack, I really don't want to fight these guys. I quickly look at the big pack and manage to analyze them. They are all rather healthy, and no one is particularly tired. And the wolf pack leader, name nameless, race ice wolf pack leader, male, mana core cultivation, rank 1, middle stage, status, wrathful, average estimated vitality, 226 out of 230, average estimated mana, 64 out of 80 average estimated strength, 105 average estimated dexterity, 98 average estimated magic, 40 abilities, unknown pound strong bite ice wind icicle spear berserk mode 105 strength, and his vitality is over 200. I am really dead if he touches me. Thankfully, his long-ranged attacks can't do damage to me thanks to ice absorption, but his dexterity is incredibly high, which means that as soon as my mana begins to deplete alongside my energy, he will catch up to me. But where the heck should I run to? I keep running, and we are about to reach the other side of the forest. Should I delve into the forest? No, these guys always hunt in there. It is literally their territory. But I cannot hide anywhere if I am here in the open. What do? Growl. Suddenly, the wolf pack leader roars loudly. As an aura of crimson-red energy begins to emerge from his body, I see as all of his stats begin to increase, except magic and mana. This is his berserk mode. Suddenly, his strength increases tenfold, and he catches up to me in no time. The guy literally appears right to my left. Growl. He roars furiously, as he aims his jaws towards my head. Well, thanks for giving me such an opportunity. I quickly conjure a long ice knife and send it right through his throat. Grr. It gets surprised when I release the knife. As it begins to choke, the knife easily pierced through his neck, and a downpour of blood begins to come out of his jaws. He quickly stops and begins to cough while trying to get the ice knife out of his throat. But I quickly aim at his eyes with more knives. Slash, slash. The other wolves are way slower than us and are still a few meters away, so this is my opportunity. I release spiraling gusts of wind, carrying the ice knives towards the ice wolf pack leader's eyes. As I see his vitality quickly decrease, I have decided it. I am just going to kill this bastard right here. Grr. The wolf quickly enhances himself with more of the berserk mode ability he has, which consumes almost all of his mana in an instant. He pounces towards me, as I am way too slow to evade him. Although ice monsters have resistance to ice, I have never met one with actual immunity or absorption to it. This is why my ice knives are dealing so much damage. I concentrate my mind through this small second, using high-speed thought processing to its very limits. Flash. Suddenly an ice blade emerges, and then I push it further through the use of the gusts. Clash. The blade reached right into the wolf's throat once more. As it groans in agony, loses its balance, an original trajectory, and I jump to the side, managing to swiftly evade his deadly bite in time. Ugh. Boom. The beast falls over the snow, motionless. I inspect it through analyze. It is death. Growl. All-woo. Grower. However, before I could even check it a bit more, the other 6 wolves dart towards me. I killed their boss, and now they are freaking angry. I wish I could eat this bastard's mana core, but I decide to run away for my life. My mana decreased a lot already. I will survive at all costs. Chapter 17. Grasping the snow with my claws, I run for my life. I defeated the big boss out of pure reflexes, and by risking my life and letting him get close to me. But I cannot possibly fight all 6 of these guys, who are all tightly packed together. And unlike I thought, they were not intimidated when I took down their boss. In fact, they are even more enraged. I cannot manage to let them so separate. They are all running together, just a few centimeters from each other. The pack leader was probably too enraged. Possibly he was the mate of the female I ate. Ugh, how would I know she had such a vengeful husband? Well, he is dead too, but their pack is thirsty for my dragon blood. I managed to outspeed them, thanks to the dexterity I gained after cultivating and eating the rabbit and the ice wolf core from earlier, but their dexterity is way higher than mine. I am just using my ice absorption to slowly regenerate more mana and increase my speed by enhancing my muscles. With it, although it does not come as close as the amount I can regenerate if I meditate. The worst part, there are no cliffs in here to help me. Well, not like jumping off a cliff would be that good of an idea. I have to be faster. Grower. Suddenly, one of the wolves quickly pounces towards me, accompanied by 2 more at each of his sides. They enhance themselves with mana just like I did and aim their jaws towards my tail. They want to pull me. Crunch. Ugh. They actually grabbed my tail, but you know what? Ice knife. I quickly generate an ice knife and use it to pierce the eyes of the wolf that managed to bite my tail as it groans in agony and lets go of me, of course. He already took off a large chunk of my flesh. The rest of the flesh of my tail falls over the snow, tainting it all with crimson red, leaving a trail behind me. Ugh, it hurts like hell. My tail was bitten from the bone, and almost half of it was torn apart. It hurts like fucking hell. However, Immortal Body kicks in quickly after. Thanks to my stockpiled calories, it is working as intended and the wound seals itself, while the tail begins to grow slowly. The wolves, who are rather intelligent, notice how my tail is just growing back. But even then, they don't think, oh, it's immortal, then we cannot beat it. In fact, they try to aim once more at my still growing tail. I glance at my mana within a millisecond. I still got around 70. I can do this. One of them is down as it lost its eyesight, but the other 5 are already closing in once more. I quickly begin to analyze them as well. Their mana is decreasing, although I bet they still have the stamina to run. Without their mana to enhance their bodies, they will not be able to catch up to me. However, their bite is so strong that even without mana they are deadly. They were able to easily slice through my flesh and ignore my scales with their saber-tooth-like fangs. In fact, their fangs went through my flesh like a hot knife through butter. I am incredibly weak. Gruel. Suddenly, 3 more enhanced their bodies for the last time, consuming all of their mana as a wave of icy winds pushes them towards me, their 3 jaws aiming at my tail, back, and neck. However, I do their same trick. I unleash a gust of wind and quickly manage to evade their powerful bites, leaving all 3 of them to hit the ground with their jaws. Phew. I keep running as I become faster and faster, and they get slower and slower. However, they are not giving up. Even if they are slower than me, they are chasing me like crazy. What should I do now? I look around my surroundings. There are only the large, rocky walls of the mountains surrounding us and the pine forest. Fuck it, let's go to the forest. I quickly delve into the forest, surprising the wolves who thought I was just going to go through the snow, and they are forced to separate due to the trees getting in their way. Aha, so there was a benefit to getting into the forest. Maybe if they separate, I can take them down one by one. No, my mana is not regenerating in time. 52 out of 171. I can generate an ice knife and a gust of wind for 10 mana, and I need around 2 to 6 to even kill a single wolf. If I can aim well, however, it can even be reduced to 1 projectile or 2. Ugh, this calculating is hurting my brain. I cannot do this while running for my life. Suddenly, as I delve deeper into the forest, I find a lake. It stopped me right from my path, and I hear the wolves getting closer all around me. I quickly try to go around the lake, but suddenly, the water begins to shake. No, do not tell me. Splash. Suddenly, a giant alligator-like monster emerges from the water, covered in crystal-like scales and roaring menacingly. It begins chasing me down while opening and closing its jaws. As I run for my life, I analyze this thing. What? Middle stage? You are kidding me, right? I run with my small nimble body, and the gator, however, gets slower as I run more. It seems that it is clearly not suited to run long distances. However, 3 wolves suddenly emerge from the trees at my side, jumping directly towards me. Shit. I quickly use a gust of wind and jump into the air for a few seconds. The wolves hit the ground, and right in front of the gator, the gator quickly begins to attack them, grasping one of the wolves with its giant jaws and crushing its rib cage. Awoo. The others begin to attack the gator so it could let go of their companion, while I take this opportunity to run for my life. I enter once more into the trees, as I hear 2 wolves getting near me, from my left and from my right side. Suddenly, I glance at my mana. It is about to drop to 0. That gust of wind that threw me into the air cost way too much. Without any other option than to fight for my life, I brace myself. I am going to survive. Chapter 18. It's kill or be killed, eat or be eaten. This is the law of the jungle. I glance at my mana. It is about to reach 0. I can't run faster than the wolves anymore, but I have managed to somehow get rid of 4 of them. However, 2 more are left. Without mana, I cannot create gusts of wind nor ice knives. Yes, 10 mana regenerate every minute, but their attacks are fast, and I am sure they could finish me in less than a minute. I have the Immortal Body for regeneration, and still got some calories stockpiled. I have my claws, my jaws, and my dragon breath. I have to fight and kill them both. There is no other way, especially because they are already near me. I am still running, by the way, but the two bastards are already like a few meters at my side. Their bloodthirsty eyes are furious. I feel like they are glancing directly at my very soul. This is terrifying, especially seeing how insane they are. Didn't you saw 5 of your friends getting killed? Why are you still following me around? They seem to be filled in rage and vengeful instincts. I suppose wolves are like this in this world. Maybe they are like this on Earth too. Og, this is not the time to think about that. Growl. One of the wolves at my right pounces towards me. Even without mana, just like me, the bastard has way higher stats than me, except magic, and quickly reaches my side. I quickly roll to the side, evading his jaws from crushing my head. Then I open my mouth and release a burst of ice winds from my mouth. Flash. Grar. The ice wolf seems mostly unaffected, but it gets confused a bit as the ice hits its eyes. My chance. I run towards its legs and munch one of its front legs. I put all of my strength into it, until I hear the cracking noise of its bones, and the warm blood fills my mouth. The beast releases an agonizing growl as it aims its jaws towards my head. I quickly let go of its front leg and evade it somehow, but it quickly catches up to me once more and bites my stomach. Og. The powerful fangs pierce my scales with ease, and then tears apart a chunk of my flesh mercilessly. However, as it bites me, I twist my body and use my claws to slash its eyes. Growl. The wolf howls as it steps back. Its eyes began to bleed, and it probably won't be able to see anymore. However, the other wolf finally catches up to us and pounces on my back. I cannot evade in time due to the pain and exhaustion, and it bites my back, grasping my flesh tightly with its strong fangs. It hurts like hell. I do not want to die. No, I am not going to die. I am going to kill it. I am going to fucking kill this son of a bitch. I roar as if I were an actual big dragon, and suddenly use all of my strength, hitting one of the pine trees at my side. The wolf hits right into it, and some of the branches of the pine tree manage to get through its skin and leave a few wounds. Boom, grar. The wolf groans in agony as it lets go of my back, which is all covered in horrible wounds and bleeding intensively. My immortal body kicks in, but it is already getting slower. I begin to feel dizzy. I am going to pass out. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I am not going to let these bastards have me for their night dinner. I frantically roar once more, as I pounce towards the blinded wolf who begins to sniff me around. Covered in its own blood, it quickly senses my presence and jumps towards me as well. However, because it is fucking blind, he aims horribly and trips over a rock, as I swiftly evade in time. Suddenly, I begin to feel the adrenaline rushing through my body once more. This is my last chance. All the pain in my body becomes dulled due to the effect of the adrenaline. My senses become sharper and I can smell the flesh and the blood of the wolf. Grrrr. I roar monstrously as I leap over the blinded wolf's back. Using my claws and my jaws, I begin ravaging the bastard. I am hungry as hell. I tear apart its flesh with fur and everything, and begin to eat it while the wolf struggles, roaring in agony as it tries to get me off his wide back. It even aims its jaws towards me, but I slash his face. Every time he tries to get me out, I am going to eat him alive. Grartle, grrrr. The blinded wolf roars in agony, as the other one that I hit into the pine tree suddenly jumps to its rescue, munching my back and tearing apart a large piece of my flesh. I do not feel any pain whatsoever, but I know this is horrible news. I see my vitality quickly decrease, as my immortal body tries to fight back against it through my regeneration, but I need to ingest calories to get it going. I also realize that 2 minutes have passed, and I got around 23 mana. The wolf quickly aims at me again while I am stuck to the blinded wolf's back, and then ice knife. Flash. An ice knife flies right into its open jaws, piercing its throat and making the wolf groans agonizingly, falling over the ground and beginning to choke on the ice and its own blood. Serves you right, you fucker. I quickly aim the last knife into the wolf I am biting, piercing his head. Graya. The wolf groans the last time as it dies and falls over the snow. The other wolf is also dead. Silence takes hold of this chaotic battlefield. My entire body is shrouded in wounds. I am on the verge of dying. I cannot rest yet. I am about to die. I need calories to kick an immortal body. Ugh, uog. The pain quickly begins to come back, and I am being shrouded on it. Pain, 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 pain. I have to eat to eat. Eat, 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 eat. I tear apart the flesh and eat. I keep eating and eating. I eat the bones, the stomach, the internal organs. I keep eating and eating, and then I fall unconscious. Chapter 19. POV Roman 2 1 out of 2. An old and gentle ice giant grandma named Dragon begins the ritual of awakening at my side. As she inspects my body with her wrinkly face, her eyes are semi-closed, and she seems to always be licking her dry lips. Hum, you are quite the pretty girl, aren't you? She said as she patted my head and smiled back at me. I was a bit nervous. This was the time when it was finally decided what kind of talent and attribute we were able to wield. My parents were watching over me from the sides. I instinctively looked at them as they smiled at me and gave me their thumb ups. I love them. Due to their cheers, I quickly fight against the nervousness, making my body stiff like a tree and brace myself. The old lady quickly begins a strange incantation, as a flow of blue-colored essence begins to pour out of her hands into my own body. This is this world's fantastical element, mana. From what I have learned, mana was the power that Ymir could wield when he died. All of his mana covered the world of Yggdrasil, and very living being in here was able to wield it as well. Until then, mana was only a power that gods and titans could use. It was thanks to our ancestors' sacrifice that we were able to wield such power. The mana begins to flow through my body like a river of cold wind. It does not feel bad, however, but rather comforting, almost soothing. Suddenly, something within the middle of my chest begins to glow brightly. The light even began to glow out of my skin, showing it off to everyone. The lady kept pouring mana into me as the glow continued. I felt strange. This was my mana core. I was finally awakening, so I can use magic. The old lady quickly stops as she nods in affirmation, petting me again. Ooh, little girl, you are indeed quite talented. A-grade talent. It has been dozens of years since the last A-grade talent mana core. A bright future awaits you. A-grade talent, really? Me, I am so happy. I cannot believe it. I am really that talented at magic. Mana cores have many talents. Depending on the talent that a person has, they can cultivate quickly or slower and have an easier time using magic than others. A-grade talent is the highest grade of talent possible. I am incredibly talented then. Whoa! The old lady quickly begins to say the good news to everyone, as the people cheer and my papa and mama run towards me, embracing me in a tight hug. We are so proud of you, Ben Ladan, said my papa, embracing me. I knew that our little rabbit would be talented, said my mama, kissing my cheeks, in between papa's warm muscles and soft beard, and mama's kisses and silky hair. I am happy. I want to be forever with them. So, what is her magic attribute? Asked one of the elders at the side of the elder lady. Let's see that, said Dragon, as mama and papa let me go, telling me to walk back with the lady. Let's see, my dear. Please point your finger to that piece of wood, said the lady. I did as she said, and I pointed my index finger to it. Good, now, think about releasing it. Release what is within the depths of your soul, of your mana core. My dear, with such talent, it should be easy for you to express the beauty of mana to the outside world. Embody it within your mind and show its splendor to the world like a blossoming flower on spring, said the lady, as I did as she told. Like a blossoming flower in spring. What lies deep within me, I have to take it out. I begin to put my intent into my own soul, into my own mana core. I begin to pour mana into it rather easily, even though I never learned how. It seems that with such talent I learned it without even needing practice. Suddenly, I feel something. There is something within me. Is this the magic attribute? I can sense it. If I expand my mind more and sense it deeper, come on. Within the darkness of my inside, I see a lump of something. Is this it? It seems dormant. I quickly begin to pour mana into it. Come on, come out now and show yourself to the world, And then, it begins to move. What is this? The lump begins to move, like a slime. It begins to move everywhere, expanding like vicious and moldy black veins. It doesn't have eyes, but I feel as it glances right into my very soul. What is this? It followed me to my second life. No, not this. No, please, do not come out. No. Nuo, I do not wanna. Nuo. I quickly try to suppress it from coming out. As I scream and fall over the snow, sudden exhaustion takes hold of my body as I spent all of my mana without realizing it. What is happening? Ask the elders, as the old lady takes a hold of me and begins to conjure something into me. Oh my, this girl, she muttered as I heard Mama and Papa running towards me. Ben Ladan, cries my Papa as I hear his loud footsteps getting closer. My daughter, cries my Mama as she approaches me slowly. But before I can hear them get any closer, I fall unconscious. Within the ice giant tribe, the elders begin to discuss what happened to the young Ben Ladan, the promising and talented girl. The old, blue-skinned ice giant elders surround a small bonfire as they discuss the current events. An old ice giant man speaks. Dragan, speak, what did you see? Dragan, the old lady that did the awakening ceremony, remained silent as she clenched her fists. Within that little girl's soul, I saw darkness, pure and pitch-black darkness. She said, darkness, then was she dark attribute. It is rare but not really something bad. Said another elder. No, that's not it. She is not dark attribute. This darkness, it was like an abyss. When I took a glance at it, it glanced me back. Said the elder woman as her hands began to tremble. What does this mean? I don't understand. Said another elder. She contains, within her, darkness, no something, an entity. The girl is weak and not strong enough to fight against it. She had managed to suppress it, but at any time, it could come out. We might have awakened something that we should have never bothered. Chapter 2. I said status and now I can see my status. Okay then, it works. I did get a system. I do wonder though, is this related to my unique skill system? Or is this just the system of this fantasy world? You see, I am a rather avid reader of web novels and light novels, specifically of all the Isekai crap nowadays, so I know my stuff. Every so often when these characters die, they appear in a world of fantasy that already has a system integrated into it. Any living being that is born there can use it somehow. So I do wonder, is this system related to this world or mine and only mine? Nothing. No response. I guess I should have asked for the great sage skill while dying instead. Well, I honestly thought I was hallucinating, so I was just thinking a bunch of crap. Who would have known that dying from a freaking avalanche would make me reincarnate as an ice dragon from all things? Is this the irony of life? Karma. Well, it is what it is. I glance around my status once more. I focus my mind on the unique skills and try to see if I can get to see some extra info on the system one. Ah, there. Ding. Analyze has been activated. Unique skill. System. Status panel. The ability to see your own strengths and abilities as a status panel. It also grants the title function, amongst others. Analyze. The ability to analyze anything within the system or your surroundings. The capacity to see anything through the system. Ability development. The ability to develop other abilities through a level system, alongside repeated use, certain mastery and comprehension of such abilities is needed. The growth speed of abilities varies greatly. These are your abilities all. Thanks. I guess this is indeed mine. So this world does not have system, huh? Lucky me then. And it only took to die miserably while being buried by an avalanche. Ah, I think I should develop some kind of PTSD with snow. But now that I have ice absorption, I can only see it as something soothing and natural of me, which makes my minds and thoughts only the more conflicted. Oh man. All right, let us calm down. This is my reality. This is me right now. Let's adapt, and let us see what we can do now without thinking so much over the past. Though I am really not going to see my family ever again. That's depressing. Sigh. I wonder if I have a family here. I hatched from an egg, so there should have been someone that laid me. A big and powerful ice dragon mama would be nice. If she can protect me and bring me food while snuggling with me, I think it would not be so bad, right? Family is important for the development of a young hatchling such as me, after all. Right. I hope she comes back then. At least I do not feel cold anymore, so I am quite fine. I am going to try to take a nap and see if my mother comes back. Was I this sleepy? I close my eyes as I doze off. Day 2 I wake up. How long did I sleep? I think I slept for at least several hours. System, why don't you have a clock function or something? Can I analyze time? No. Okay. And where is my mother? Nowhere to be seen. Maybe I do not have a mother. And my egg just spontaneously appeared in this little cave by the divine power that granted me these powers. Wait, who was even the one that granted them to me? And why would it do that? I am already assuming there is a big scheme behind my whole existence here. Let's calm down. Maybe it was not even a person, just a natural phenomenon. Or perhaps not, and I am just talking with myself to not feel alone. I glance at my surroundings once more. Cave, crystals, cave. All right, time to get out of here already. If this is really a fantasy world, I should be able to, I do not know, find monsters, kill them, eat them, and level up or something. Though by checking my status, there are no levels. Just stats but no levels. Do stats grow as I develop my body then? I guess. Time to try out. No point in being holed inside this cave. Time to meet the outside world like the brave little dragon I am now. Dragons are noble and strong creatures after all. Prideful and graceful as well. So I might as well play like one. Even though I am scared of actually discovering this new world. Filled with dangers, I brace myself with courage. I glare at the outside world through the cave entrance. The same ice storm. It seems that it is continuing and never going to end or something. I glance down, there is snow. I hop in, the snow is soft. I can clearly feel the sensation of cold, but not the discomfort that always came with it as a human. I begin to explore this new world as I glance around my surroundings, using analyze in anything new I see. But the only freaking things I see are snow, snow, and more snow. Snow, 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 I know. Stop this. Deactivate analyze. All right, no, wait, activate it again. What is that? As I walk for a good 10 minutes, I finally see something amidst the sea of snow. It looks like some kind of rabbit. It is indeed a rabbit. It is smaller than me, definitely, but it has a sharp crystal horn on the middle of its forehead, crimson eyes, fluffy white fur, and it seems to be looking for something with its nose, smelling something in fact. Is it looking for plants to eat? Well, too bad, because I am hungry, and you are going to become my dinner, my friend. I stealthily walk towards the rabbit, but it immediately notices me. I am not really good at it, huh? The rabbit glares at me, as our eyes are locked in a bit. However, instead of running away as I thought, it begins to rush towards me. Wait, hold on. It points its sharp crystal horn towards me. As it reaches me in mere seconds, I quickly leap out, evading right in time. Poof. The rabbit trips over the snow, getting its horn stuck deep in the snow. This is a chance. I open my jaws as I instinctively munch the rabbit's neck. Crack. A chilling sensation rushes through my spine as I hear the creature's neck quickly break. It is dead. Phew, a good thing I was not a dramatic person. And it is not like I have not hunted animals in my previous life. I thank my father for having taught me how to take the life of animals. I also thank the little animal. Your life will not be wasted, as I might get to live another day thanks to your meat. Now, time to eat. Wait, where is my EXP? No exp, I guess only meat. Raw meat. Well, it is better than an empty stomach. Chapter 20. POV Roman 2 out of 2. It hurts. It hurts so much. Where am I? I slightly open my eyes as I find a blinding light hitting my face, and various men wearing big outfits that cover their entire bodies like those people would wear while entering a place with high levels of radiation. Those people. Ugh. Ag. Subject M001 seems to be stabilizing. The mold is growing steadily across her body and merging with it. Administrate the anti-parasitic substance. What are her levels of hive mind consciousness? Administrating anti-parasitic substance. And her levels seem to be low at the moment. she's stable. Good, see, Miranda, you will become our greatest creation. With you, the world will become ours. A man glares at me. As I can see his crimson eyes across the suit he is wearing, he's not looking at me as if I were a person, but as if I were an item, something of his property, as if he owned me. I do not want this. No, 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 let me go. I don't want this. I hate you. I hate all of you. It hurts so much. Suddenly I begin to tremble as a giant, black-colored tentacles emerge from my body. My mind feels dizzy as if I were being possessed by something else. I begin to crush the men that were doing this to me as I laugh wickedly. What is going on? This is not me. Ungaya. She's going out of control. Quickly administrate the sedative. Suddenly, a man jumps from my back and pierces my neck with a large syringe, pouring some strange liquid into my veins. I begin to fall unconscious. The man with the crimson eyes glares at me. I think he is smiling. Fascinating. Your power is truly wonderful, Miranda. Do not worry. We will take good care of you. You will become the bio-weapon we need to finally take over this world. You and I will do great things. She's stabilizing. Quickly administrate more sedatives and the anti-parasitic serum. Keep the mold in check. Yes, sir. Good night, Miranda. As I see the man's crimson eyes glare at me the last time, my eyes close. What was I? I never understood it. I was some experiment, something they used me for. They injected me with this mold when I was a mere baby. I was a subject of their creation. Mama, Papa. I suddenly wake up with a strong headache. I glance around me and into my own arms. Blue skin and a wooden house. I am here. That was but a dream, nothing else, huh? I feel relieved that such a thing is nothing but my previous life. That in this life, I am a completely different person. Or so I thought. I suddenly realized something pulsating within me, gibbering, throbbing, as if it were alive. No, what is this? No, please. No. I see as my veins turn completely black, and wounds begin to open all across my arms. The slimy black ooze begins to spread through my entire body. It devours me as it gibbers and pulsates. What is going on? My daughter. My parents quickly appear as I try to tell them to not get closer. No, please don't come here, please. Ben Laden, my girl. My father tries to come closer, to rescue me from this monstrous mold. I try to stop him, but the mold comes closer to him and devours him. No, do not take this away from me. Not this. NNNGGGH. No, Ben Laden, stop. My mother cries as she tries to rescue my father, but the mold moves towards her and... No, please stop. Their entire bodies are consumed by the mold as I cannot stop it. I can't. Control IT. No, please. No. I open my eyes once more. Was that a dream? My head hurts. What happened? Is this real life now? I pinch my arm as I feel slight pain. Then I glance outside the window as I see a lot of snow and no houses. They seem far away from here. Is this not our house? What happened while I slept? I feel so tired. I move out of the bed as I glance at my entire body. Blue skin. I should have woken up now, and it is what I think it is. The mold. That sensation I felt when I was awakening my monocore. The mold came to my second life. Knock, knock. The door of my room opens as my parents walk inside timidly, and silently, however, they are surprised to see me awake. You are awake, my little rabbit. My mama jumps towards me and embraces me tightly, kissing me. I feel like all the worries of the world disappear now. My girl, are you okay? Asked my papa as he embraces me as well and even kisses my cheeks, something that he barely does, as he doesn't like to kiss as much as mama. Why, yes, I am fine, I said timidly. I cannot tell them about this. I cannot tell them what I have, but I cannot stay here, waiting for the mold to come back and eat them away like it did in my nightmare. No, I cannot let this happen. Tears begin to pour out of my eyes as I consider that I have to escape. I do not want to kill them. They are the first persons I have ever loved so much. These 7 years I spent with them, I was so happy. I cannot let them die so horribly. I do not want the mold to convert them into mindless puppets either. No, please don't. My parents notice my tears as they begin to caress me. It's okay, it's okay. Even if you can't wield magic, we still love you, said my mama. Indeed, magic is not everything in the world, you know. I am pretty bad at magic, but look at these muscles. With my axe in this body, I am unstoppable. See, you are my daughter, so I am. Sure, you will grow big muscles too. Papa can teach you how to use the axe, said my papa. He's trying very hard to cheer me up. I love them so much, I cannot. It hurts me so much to think that I have to leave. But it is better to escape than to let this mold do as it pleases. I am a danger to them. I tightly hug them, appreciating these last moments that I will spend with them. I feel their warmth and love, which I treasure deep within my heart. Tonight I will go away from them until I can one day control this. I am sorry. Chapter 21, Day 15. Ugh, what's going on? I remember fighting a bunch of wolves, killing 2, eating an entire one, and then just falling asleep right there. Well, that I am alive is good. It means that a bear didn't found me around and ate my whole, or that any other surviving wolf found me. I really hope that gator just ate the 3. Now, why does my body feels as stiff as a rock? I try to open my eyes, but I can't. It is as if I was sealed in some kind of carapace. It feels a bit icy. Wait, is this ice? I am sealed in ice. I try to exert my strength, and it surprisingly works. In fact, I feel very good, as if I was born anew or something. I guess I really slept quite well. But what with the ice? Did I cover myself on it before falling asleep? This amount of ice is way too much for me to produce it so easily like that, especially when I was so tired and dizzy back then. Crack, crack. I slowly break apart the ice layer covering my body. As I free myself, I can finally open my eyes once more, as the beautiful pine tree forest and the white snow below my feet greets me. Phew, as good as new. Though how come I got covered in that weird ice? I look around and find the remains of the wolf I ate. I remember the other one whose corpse I didn't eat, which had completely disappeared. I guess someone else came and grabbed it when I was sleeping. Good thing I had this icy protective layer to camouflage me, which had been covered in snow due to this snowstorm which finally came down here too. Now, why everything looks not so big anymore. I mean, also I am kind of quite high over the ground, like around a meter. Compared to the cat-sized body I had before, I am way bigger now. Did I finally had my growth spurt? I just grew over a night. Well, maybe more days went by, but I didn't realize. I quickly begin to inspect my body. My neck is quite long now, around 20 centimeters long. My scales had gained a metallic luster to them, although they also look quite crystal-like. Above my back, there is a series of sharp crystals that resemble spines, and the end of my 40 centimeters long tail also has a sharp crystal resembling a blade. Damn, I am packed now. My arms are way longer as well, and my claws look like they can tear through anything. I watch my reflection through the ice I just broke and find out I got a larger head now. Damn, I look a bit terrifying. There is even a large horn growing atop my head. Just how big I am? I said 1 meter, but maybe a few more centimeters. Though I still don't have wings. I seem to have evolved, I guess. No way in hell I can simply grow up like this in the span of a night. I quickly inspect my system as I find some interesting news. Ding! Young Ice Dragon, your mana core stage has increased to rank 1. Middle stage. All of your stats have increased. You learned the Freezing Bite, level 1. You learned the Ore Body, level 1 Merciless Ake. That's quite something. So I evolved and got 2 skills right out of the bat. That's insane. And I even got a title. Let's see. Freezing Bite is the same thing as Freezing Slash, but using my jaws. Meanwhile, Ore Body makes my body become covered in an ore layer. I guess that's why my scales are like metallic. Even the spikes growing out of my body to look like crystals, so maybe all of that is considered ore. And lastly, Merciless is a title awarded to beings who do merciless behaviors. It enhances the damage I can deal with enemy weak points by a little bit. It doesn't specify of much. This system is only for me, So I guess these titles are also made simple for me. No one else can get them. I am just that awesome, heh. Anyways, now that I have evolved, I should check my stats. I bet they increased a bit at the very least. Name, race, young ice dragon, titles, merciless, monocore cultivation, rank 1, middle stage, status, hungry, vitality, 250 out of 250, mana, 200 out of 200 strength, 72 dexterity, 45 magic, 65 abilities, unknown unique skill, immortal body unique skill, winter magic unique skill, system unique skill, ice absorption unique skill, god camouflage, camouflage. Level 2, high-speed thought processing, level 3, wind magic, level 2, mana control, level 2, ice dragon natural skills, unknown ice dragon bloodline, ice dragon breath, level 2, ice dragon scales, level 2, lesser self-regeneration, level 3, freezing slash, level 2, freezing bite, level 1, ore body, level 1 resistance, unknown cold immunity, ice dragon natural resistances, unknown, physical attack damage resistance, level 3, fire resistance, level 1, wind resistance, level 1, thunder resistance, level 1. Hot damn, I am packed. Look at my vitality, oh my, 250, and my mana at 200, and all my other stats too, they are pretty high, except for my dexterity. Well, I have become quite heavy after evolving, so that's kind of understandable. I can't be so dexterous with this ore body of mine. Also, some of my skills even leveled up. Hee now I am fucking ready. Bring it on, wolves. Though there is no one around me, and I am getting hungry. Should I look for shelter first? Maybe I can make an igloo or something. Can I even do that? Maybe. Well, for now, the plan is to satiate my hunger. So let's sniff around and look for prey. Amazed by my new power, I begin stealthily moving around, although I am big enough to not be stealthy anymore. Suddenly, I reach the lake where the ice gators are. A thin layer of ice grew over it, but I bet they can easily break through it and attack you when you get near. These guys were middle stage and had way higher stats than me. Even now, I don't think I want to throw some fists with these guys, especially seeing how durable their scales looked. I decide to move to the south from where I am. I will try to cross the forest while looking for something to eat, I guess. Now that I am a bit stronger, I am confident about my wolf-killing capabilities. I just have to evade the bear or anything else that may lurk around. I am a bit nervous, but there's no other way. Author's note: if you're enjoying this novel, make sure to check some of my other works, such as Epic of Summoner, Supreme Summoner System in the Apocalypse. It's a novel about an interdimensional apocalypse where the main character is thrown into it. Using his amazing summoning system, he crawls his way to the top and survives the turbulent and chaotic era. I am sure that you won't be disappointed at all if you like action and lit RPG elements. Check it out if you can. Chapter 22. I walk through the snow at a good pace, although my stomach already begins to rumble. I quickly eat some snow and it shuts up. Yeah, the good old trick of eating snow to appease my hunger. Even after evolving, it works wonderfully. Now, as I walk around, I began to think about what I should do with my life. Aside from surviving, I should really look for some kind of civilization, maybe. But can I even fit in one? I mean, I was a former human, and even as a dragon I have intelligence and thoughts. I doubt I can live in solitude for the rest of my life. It would be honestly depressing. Life is enjoyable when you have those you love around. Emotional pillars are essential for my own sanity, which is slowly fading away with every day. But if I find civilization or some kind of people or talking monsters, what do I do? If they are nice to me, I can be nice to them too, right? I don't like to be overly aggressive without any actual reason. But if they try to attack me because I am a monster, well, I might freeze a few and then run away perhaps. Well, depending on how aggressive they are, or if they are simply scared and don't attack me, I might just go away without doing anything to them. I mean, if I am going to be aggressive against them, I have to justify it, even as twisted as I am now. I need some justification for what I do, so I don't simply become a chaotic, evil asshole. And because I am a person with emotions and this is real life and not a video game, I want to support my own emotions and sanity and beliefs, and a bit of pride as well. Attacking anything on sight is also not good unless it is a delicious prize or a nice prey, and I am extremely hungry. I am not saying that I am a pushover or something, but not being completely wild and insane doesn't mean that I am a coward. I consider myself a person, okay. Being a monster makes me work like a monster, but what about this mind of mine? I am thinking and feeling emotions, thereby I am a person. I cannot neglect this essential part of my very self, as I don't want to become a mindless monster. The reason I have survived for so long is because of my intelligence above other monsters, and my cheats. Losing that strong point of me would be terrible, especially in a new world filled with so many wonders and dangers. I really want to explore this world, to find where the heck I am. I want to know its history, its origins, what is up with monsters here, why there is magic, what kind of civilizations exist, and more. I want to find out about what I should do, and what could be my purpose aside from simply surviving. As a person, I have to think about these things. I know that I said that I wasn't a person before, but that applies to, well, anyone else except my own mind. I see myself as a person, but people outside will most likely not. And there's the big dilemma, should I hurt people or not? I will if they attack me, and I will not if they don't attack me. As simple as that. Seeking trouble without reason is stupid, and I might get myself chased away and killed. Being evil is not my cup of tea, and I am neither a good person either. I am just a normal person. Although I was thrown into this body and given these cheats, I used to be a pretty chill guy. I am not simply going to give a complete shift in personality and become the edgiest man alive just because I have the body of a monster. I have to first look for what I want to protect. Everyone in their lives always seeks something they want to protect. Aside from our own lives, what do we fight for? A father or a mother fights by working every day to maintain his children and his wife. A cop works hard every day to protect people and the law. Well, this varies a lot depending on how fucked up they are. A fireman fights every day to protect people from, well, fire, and so on. I know this example is incredibly childish and perhaps stupid, but this is how I see things, so deal with it. So, I want to find people to be at my side. I am not into the whole edgelord solo player bullshit, and I don't think anyone can really be such a being to begin with. Anyone with intelligence is born and fated to meet people and interact with them. I don't know what kind of setting would make a person really think that they can be alone by themselves forever. It is completely retarded. Yes, I know that there are shady people everywhere that you shouldn't trust, but there is always someone good for 10 bad people, honest and nice persons that you can trust. Do I sound too childish by thinking that there are brighter sides to everything? Perhaps, but what's so wrong with it? Do I simply want to live in a gloomy world where everyone hates me for no reason? Of course not. That's horrible. Why should I resign myself to become a lonely loser? The whole OP badass solo player, retarded crap really gets into my nerves. This setting is not simply a game, this is real life. As fantastical as it is, I can smell things, feel pain, breath, eat, and feel hunger. I am definitely not playing a game, even with a system at my side. Therefore, being that stereotype is complete and utter crap. I will never become such a being, even if I try as hard as I can. And if I want to find out where I am and what is even this world, I will have to eventually interact with other intelligent beings. Exploring the world and growing stronger is a nice goal, alongside surviving, but along the way, I also want to forge bonds. I know it will be hard, but I really want to believe that I can do this. I really want to see the bright side of things even more when I have delved so deep into the dark side of life in this new world. But for now, I have to concentrate on the present. As I finish my mental ramblings, I suddenly hear the footsteps of something. I quickly hide beneath a thick pine tree as I glance at the creature roaming around. Creatures, in fact. 3 wolves are sniffing around the snow. They are all initial stage. This is my chance. Chapter 23. I stealthily walk behind the large pine trees, making sure to not even breath, as I glance at the 3 wolves sniffing around, walking but a few meters away from me. Now that I have evolved, I should be able to fight and kill these ice wolves. Right. Man, I don't want to get overconfident though. I have good defenses now. Well, the defense stat doesn't exist for some reason, but I believe that. My vitality also kind of counts as my defense. I check these wolves' stats, and they have slightly higher strength than me, and they are not even middle stage. And their dexterity is also higher than mine, meaning they're pretty swift and fast. However, the other stats are lower than mine. But I don't have to get too trustful with the system either. I remember that the wolves kept attacking for some time even when their HP was down to 0, meaning that nothing really is like a game, but I see it as one. It is not completely correct. Perhaps with me it might be, but not with the rest. I lack calories. I have been trying to eat the pine wood and the leaves. They taste horrible and barely gave any calories. I am low on them. And that's what fuels Immortal Body's super regeneration after all. I have to strike one of them, eat a large piece of their flesh, and then go for the rest. I will put faith into my new scales and the crystals that cover my body for my defense. But I will also attack with my claws and bites. And yeah, my magic, obviously. In fact, I was planning on screwing them over with magic alone. If that doesn't work, I can always go physical. My mana is now at 200. My magic stat is also pretty high at 65, which means I can deal way more magic damage than before. I haven't trained magic though, which I am planning on doing next after I secure a sizable meal for at least a day or 2. I am sure that now with my current mana, I should be able to do more than just knives. But knives are still pretty cheap, and so are the little gusts of wind that I use to make them fly into the air. Oh, maybe with enough training I could even fly into the air. I don't even need wings then. But enough planning. All of this fast talk is only possible thanks to my high speed though. Processing. The wolves had barely moved since I spotted them. I infuse mana into camouflage and begin to lurk around, closer and closer. As I covered myself on snow and the pine scent, the wolves have a hard time detecting my scent, as long as I hold my breath. Surprisingly enough, I think I can hold it for a few minutes. Being a dragon really brings a lot of super abilities without them even being skills in the system. The wolves slowly advance, until one suddenly twitches ears. It heard me. It quickly glares where I was a second after, as I hid beneath a large and old pine tree. That was close. The wolf seems to discard it quickly after and keeps walking around. This is my chance. I quickly move towards the closest wolf I have, to my right, who is giving me his back to boot. Sorry, not sorry. I immediately conjure 4 ice knives, and then the gusts of wind right after. The knives quickly impact the wolf's back as it groans in agony and surprise. One of the knives reaches his head, but it's barely still alive. I quickly go for the kill before the other 2 come here. The pained wolf finally gets to see the one that was lurking behind it, me. I can see the fear growing in his eyes. I am a bit taller than him even. I enhance my muscles with mana a little bit and enhance my speed, reaching to it before it could dart away from me, and using my claws I slash through its face and eyes. Slash, slash. GR rule. The wolf groans in agony and falls over the ground. I think I broke his skull because it is now dead. But it's not over yet. Grazer, awuo. The 2 wolves finally reach the place where their companion gave its last breath, as they see his corpse lying motionlessly over the blood-stained snow. The 2 roars at me with enormous anger. These wolves are incredibly vengeful, even when they realize that my presence was a bit greater than them on strength. Though I wonder why these wolves are not middle stage. I mean, I got to the middle stage after eating a few rabbits and wolves. Why can't they? Do they not eat the mana cores? Maybe only I can actually digest them through Immortal Body. That would explain my rapid growth. Anyways, I quickly jump away from their charge and quickly generate more ice knives. 5 more ice knives fly towards one of them, the wolf at the left, the nearest to me, but only 3 ice knives reach the wolf's back, piercing through its flesh. The wolf groans in pain, but it is still fine, and darts away from my claws, as I was aiming to finish him off by slashing him with my strength. Grar, the wolf I was ignoring, suddenly jumps over my back. As he begins to bite me, his fangs begin to faintly pierce through my flesh, but he has a hard time getting any substantial damage aside from a few piercing wounds that are too small for me to care. Yeah, maybe I would be screaming in pain before, but I am so used to the pain now that I don't really care. The wolf begins to scratch and slash my back. The crystals make a wonderful work at defending me. He can only get so far through my metallic dragon scales, so I shake him off my back with a strong gust of winds and then aim at the weakened wolf. The wolf is lethargically moving around while growling. It begins to create ice spikes to attack me, but those are ineffective against my ice absorption. I pounce towards it, and to not waste more mana, I use my jaws to grasp the wolf's neck. The bitter taste of its fur fills my mouth, and by exerting all the force I got, I crush his neck. Grrrr. Crack. The cracking sound runs through my spine, making me feel a bit of goosebump. I have really become quite merciless. I leave the wolf's corpse resting over the ground as I glance at the last one. If I were you, I would be running away for my life, bud. However, he seems oddly attached to his companions and roars furiously towards me, enhancing his body with mana and then pouncing towards me, aiming at my head. Bad move. I generate a longer than usual ice knife, which resembles an ice blade, and using my good aim, I launch it directly into the wolf's throat. Grrrr. The wolf immediately chokes with the blade piercing its throat and falls directly into the snow, failing its trajectory with ease. It's dead. Damn, talk about progression. I literally swooped the floor with these guys. Chapter 24. Talk about fast-paced progression. In 2 weeks I became stronger than the ice wolves that tormented me every night with their loud howls, which I even had nightmares about. Well, just yesterday, I was fighting for my life against these bastards. Not like I can fight against them indefinitely. I am tired right now. I quickly grab the corpses. I throw 2 over my back and use the sharp crystals to get them stuck over them for the moment, while carrying another corpse with my jaws. Now that I am this big, it's rather easy to carry these corpses. But now, where the heck do I hide? I decided to quickly eat one of the wolves alongside his mana core. As I think about it, I really don't want to meet any middle stage or above monster while I try to relax and assess everything. Then, the idea I had on my mind before surges once more. I should simply build a shelter for myself, just like the time I evolved, and I was somehow covered by a layer of ice which protected me from whatever grabbed the wolf corpse that I wasn't able to eat. Can't I do the same now? I begin to quickly dig the snow with my strong claws. I have so much stamina after eating a whole wolf and its mana core that I do this rather quickly. I enhance my body with mana too, and my claws are pretty fucking big. After around 2 hours, I seem to have managed to dig a pretty big hole below a small hill. I quickly get inside as I plan to dig deeper to make myself more comfortable and put my intent into my ice magic, quickly creating an ice wall to seal the hole. As it is now snowing pretty harshly, the door is quickly covered in snow, and I finally feel safe. It is just a small hole of dirt, but I really feel way more comfortable now. Maybe my inner NEET was really asking me to do this. I quickly begin to dig more to make myself more comfortable, while also putting ice in the ceiling so the ground doesn't fall over me. I was lucky that the dirt itself was frozen and there were a lot of stones, so it maintained itself quite well. There is probably not much risk of getting buried alive, and even if I were buried alive, I should be able to get out. Phew, home sweet home. Ugh, I am quite tired now. Maybe I should take a little nap. Day 16. That was the most relaxing nap I've ever had in a while. Now I feel pretty refreshed. All right, time to get to work. Yesterday I hunted 3 delicious ice wolves and ate one pretty quickly. My stomach is like 3 times its original size now. And well, I can eat more than my own size thanks to Immortal Body anyways. Now I quickly open the other two wolves' carcasses and eat their mana cores as well, which bring me a tiny bit of power. Not anything too big, just single digits. I began to think that I might be the only one here with the ability to get stronger by eating mana cores. Like if every monster had such a power, shouldn't they all be way stronger? I mean, just by eating a few rabbits and some wolves, I already became middle stage. Shouldn't there be more wolves at rank 1 middle stage then? Yeah, I know it's weird. Maybe the monsters of this world do evolve through some means similar to mine, but maybe they need way more. I don't think they eat the mana cores, so it's probably my own unique ability. Well, aren't I super unique and incredible then? No, I don't have to be so overconfident. Anyways, whether a monster can grow like me or not doesn't really matter at this point. I am merely thinking this to entertain my mind. I mean, I am just here in a completely pitch-black minicave. I can see due to having a dark vision as a monster, but still, it's pretty dark. Okay, I will stop complaining pointlessly and get to work. What should I do, you may wonder? Well, cultivate my ass off. I am going to cultivate like there's no tomorrow. So when I finally find those arrogant young masters, I can sweep the floor with them, and when I see the jade beauties I can steal them and, yeah, no, I don't want any of that, nope. Not for me. I am not such a character to get myself involved with such people. I just want to grill for fuck's sake. So, time to cultivate. I quickly begin to concentrate my will on the flow of mana around my body. My mana core begins to glow brightly as it receives the flows of mana and easily helps me control these rivers of blue ethereal essence. By moving them all around my body, I can more or less begin to nourish my entire body and most importantly, my mana core itself. Oh yes, here we go. It is working and way faster than before too. Heh, I seem to be a cultivation big shot. Joking, I suck. Maybe not so much though. Nah, I suck. If this is really a magical world with cultivation tropes, then it is probably filled with monsters everywhere. And I mean not the ones I hunt and eat. I mean monsters in strength, like those old immortals who have lived for thousands of years and are unbelievable OP but always lose to the protagonist who is a retarded kid with too much luck. Phew, I sure hope I can be like those main characters. No, I mean the luck, not the other thing. I should have wished for perfect luck or something. Imagine a unique skill like heaven-defying luck. Would you imagine if there were more reincarnated people like me around this world? Haha, I wonder what they wished for. No, I better not imagine that. I don't want that. That would be way too chaotic. Would you imagine a bunch of idiots from Earth coming here with overpowered cheats and wreaking havoc all around the world? Ugh. Anyways, I stop thinking such stupid stuff as I begin to train my body as well. I slash things with my claws, bite rocks with my jaws, control ice and winds around me, and hit myself with my tail. I fear that I might become a masochist. Oh God, please have mercy. Chapter 25, Day 17. I want to become a big dragon soon. I even dreamed about being a big dragon. I want to not be hindered by these damn monsters and explore this world fully. I want to achieve my goals, which are to find a purpose other than survive. The dream I had was inspiring. I even feel anew after waking up while also meditating and constantly torturing my own body while doing so. I think that doing this constantly has changed my mind slightly. I am truly becoming strange. Nonetheless, what I dreamed about was an inspiring dream. I was a large dragon. Mountains were like ants below me. I was able to fly freely through the skies, soaring above the clouds. I glanced over creation with pridefulness and serenity. I felt as if I was both immortal and all-powerful. I was able to see all of creation and do as I pleased with it. I felt as if what I had attained was the greatest of all creation. This dream, was it simply my fantasizing delusions? Now I am quite serious about it. I have continued to cultivate through my special technique that makes use of ice absorption, and I am getting pretty good at it. Now, don't get me wrong, I am still the same as ever. That was, perhaps, a small moment of calmness before my insanity took hold of my mind once more. Oh well, as I said, I have been training even while sleeping. This torture, I am getting used to it. I actually don't enjoy it, but I think I am simply becoming completely indifferent to it. I just keep doing it and preparing. My food reserves are a single wolf. The second wolf was already eaten. I know I literally have a skill named Immortal Body and another sealed one named God. But can I really attain immortality in this world? Maybe for such a ridiculous journey, I should really have a goal as ridiculous. All right then, let's attain immortality, the true one. And aside from that, I would really want to go back to Earth and meet my family there. My big brother was a bodybuilder. My sister who was so gentle and nice, my parents. Ugh. No, I must keep a cold head. I must keep my emotions at bay. Relax. As I cultivate, I feel the flows of mana rush through my body even more than before. My mana core glows faintly as I increase my max mana a bit more. Now that I have become middle stage, cultivation has become slower. However, I have to simply improve my technique, right? And how to do it? Simply put, I pour more fuel. What fuel? Mana. I am wasting and regenerating mana constantly. I pour my mana into my own body and mana core, and make it flow like enormous and thick rivers of blue-colored ethereal essence. As I do this constantly, after a few minutes, I already lost like 70 mana, but I am still regenerating it steadily. This cycle is what I call mana cycle. I spend a crapload of mana, and I slowly get it back through normal regeneration. Like this, I constantly almost empty my mana reserves and force my own mana core to get exhausted so it can regenerate more mana, faster and greater in quality. Training your mana core is like training your muscles. You actually tear down your ligaments for new and stronger ones to grow. Damn, my brother really taught me this well. I should have worked out more with him. He was a good man. I was just too much of an idiot to appreciate him at that time. I always thought that he was just being a jerk, but he's my brother, my blood. He was just trying to help me. He was concerned about me. Damn it, now I really miss Adrian. This jerk, making me feel like this when I am already long gone from that place. Sigh. But I take my brother's words and teachings to my heart and begin working out. Oh yeah, dragons can also improve their muscles. What do you know? I keep doing sit-ups and push-ups, although I don't know if I can call them like this. Alongside this, I run around until I am out of breath. All of that while also cultivating like a madman. My stats increase little by little, but this is effective. In this world, you don't level up. You train your body and mana core to gain magic power and strength. Even more surprising, as I trained my body, I even gained vitality. Maybe this is some kind of martial art technique, a body tempering one. But I am just running around and doing all kinds of wacky movements to train myself. Am I really doing a body tempering thingy? Not really, I doubt. Are there even martial arts here? I don't remember reading about a cultivation novel that used mana. It was always some other kind of thing like Kai. Nonetheless, I keep training my body ruthless, as I keep my own mind busy by doing various types of calculations. The body of a dragon is super amazing. Although I don't have thumbs nor I can grasp stuff, I can do all kinds of things at the same time and get tired very slowly. So I even begin to exercise the mind by beginning to think all sorts of mathematical problems. Like this, I begin to calculate stuff at random, forcing my mind to remember all of this. Slowly but steadily, I am getting results. The day goes by quickly, and night finally comes, but I am still forcing myself to go even beyond this. I am not giving up. I have to prepare as much as I can. Against the unpredictable dangers of nature, I cannot slack off, not a single second. I can't craft weapons, but I sharpen my own body and mind. And as I do this, I slowly begin to also generate magic. A blade of ice begins to hover around me. I can now control the wind to move as I command it, and not to go into a single direction, making this essentially something like telekinesis. Wind attribute is overpowered. I am going to survive and find more about this world. Author's note: if you're enjoying this novel, make sure to check some of my other works, such as Epic of Summoner, Supreme Summoner System in the Apocalypse. It's a novel about an interdimensional apocalypse where the main character is thrown into it. Using his amazing summoning system, He crawls his way to the top and survives the turbulent and chaotic era. I am sure that you won't be disappointed at all if you like action and lit RPG elements. Check it out if you can. Chapter 3. I glance at the corpse of the ice rabbit as I begin to drool. I am really quite hungry. I immediately begin to dig in, using my sharp dragon fangs to tear apart the fur and reach the tender red meat within. It is very warm. Although cold does not affect me, it's still rather comfortable to touch something warm at last, even if it is the recently killed rabbit I am about to eat. I shyly munch into the meat. Tenderness, it is very warm. And the blood, oh man, so warm and a bit salty. It is really refreshing. I begin to let my animalistic instincts take over my mind as I devour the entire rabbit. I tear apart the delicious tender flesh and munch it. Holy rabbits, this is godly. I drink the blood as if it were the most delicious of elixirs. It even refreshes my mouth. Am I a vampire or something? Why am I enjoying this so much? Come to think about it, why am I not feeling disgusted by eating raw meat and fresh blood? I am sure that if I were a human, I would be puking right about now. But somehow I am not. In fact, I am enjoying this thoroughly. It feels as if I were eating a delicacy. I guess this is my first meal. I quickly take out most of the flesh around the corpse and use my little claws to move the corpse around. I tear apart the fur and leave it at the side. Claws are different than human hands. I cannot really grab stuff with them, so it's hard to move things aside. But I somewhat manage. I quickly eat the guts inside the ribs and feast on everything, without even caring. Soon enough, I eat the entire head with a single crunchy sound. Even the bones pass through my throat easily. I begin to munch the bones too. Damn, they are crunchy. Unlike the mouth of a human that has a hard time eating bones, my sharp fangs make an easy work of them. It feels as if I was eating crunchy snacks, like French fries or something, and they come with the extra bonus of some delicious bone marrow inside. Oh man, I am really enjoying this thing. What is wrong with me? Well, I am no longer human, I guess. That is incredibly obvious. So by not having the body of a human, I no longer share my former fears and disgust. I thought that I would be like every Isekai protagonist that becomes a monster, disgusted by eating raw meat. But I am not. I guess the body really makes the mind here. Nonetheless, I would still like it if it were cooked and seasoned. Like a delicious and warm rabbit soup. Phew, I am stuffed. The only thing that remains of the rabbit is its fur. And I am considering eating it too because I think I can digest anything. Yeah, I just checked something, my unique skills. Ding. Analyze has been activated. Unique skill, Immortal Body, supernatural physique. The ability to have a supernatural body. Your strength is above the average on your species, and you are more likely to develop more supernatural abilities. Your senses are sharper than the average being of your species, and you have an easier time adapting to different types of energies. Great digestion. The ability to digest anything you eat and slowly convert it into usable calories. And mana. While eating, your regeneration speed increases. Immortal, you are ageless. After reaching the stage of maturity of your species, you stop aging and can live for eternity. Lifespan is not a concept for you. Super regeneration doubles the speed of the regeneration of your wounds and gives the ability to regenerate lost limbs, organs, and more. These are your abilities, oho. Indeed, this is whack. I mean whack in a good way because this is absolutely amazing, broken, overpowered even. So I am really thinking about eating this fur. But I wish I could save it somewhere. Hey system, why don't I get some inventory thingy? This is unfair. Nothing? Okay then. Do not give me anything, not as I care. I decide to eat the fur then. It did not taste that well, but I already ate it. HM, I think I feel like there is a bit of energy flowing through my body. Mana core digestion complete. You regained a bit of mana, and your body has been tempered by a little bit. You gain +1 dexterity HM. What? Mana core? When? Did I just ate a mana core without even realizing it? I was diving into my meal so happily, I really didn't realize it. So in this world, there are such things as mana cores. I imagine that monsters have them, and me. I guess I do have one. if I somehow was enhanced by eating another. Wait, let us analyze my own body. I use analyze on myself, as I get rained with notifications. Scales, skin, legs, claws, I know that. Can I analyze deep into my flesh? Let us see. I quickly put all of my intent into the task and I think I somehow managed. Muscles, cartilage, bone. I move to my chest and what? I see. So I do have a mana core, and it is located in my chest, and it is related to my species, I think. It also says rank 1, initial stage. What the heck does that even means? I analyze the analyzed information and analyzing the mana core of an ice dragon, a special organ that every living being is born with that helps in the cultivation of mana, the flow of mana around the body, and the user's perception of mana. It can be developed by absorbing mana from the environment, food, or special materials. Oh, wait, cultivation. This is a mana cultivation world. No way. So does that means I will meet arrogant young masters and jade beauties? No thanks, I prefer to live in the mountains. Author's note: if you're enjoying this novel, make sure to check some of my other works, such as Epic of Summoner, Supreme Summoner System in the Apocalypse. It's a novel about an interdimensional apocalypse where the main character is thrown into it. Using his amazing summoning system, he crawls his way to the top and survives the turbulent and chaotic era. I am sure that you won't be disappointed at all if you like action and lit RPG elements. Check it out if you can. Chapter 4, Day 3. Because I am literally immune to cold, and I can absorb ice to regain some energy. Limitedly, I still need to eat though. I just kept walking around for hours, just an endless sea of snow, whiteness everywhere, and this snowstorm never stops. Hello, anyone there? Am I really just going to live for eternity in here? Well, at least throw me some rabbits to eat. I am beginning to get hungry already, even though I ate a whole ass rabbit yesterday. With fur and all, even the bones, and the mana core. Talking about the mana core, after what I discovered yesterday, I began to concentrate on it and tried to use mana. It was weird, and it was incredibly hard to control. It was like trying to pull out water from a pool with your bare hands. Maybe that is not a good comparison. I am terrible at these things after all, but I have been concentrating on using it while walking around this desolate snowstorm, and somehow I am managing, I think. I can analyze a lot of things, except time, I guess. So I analyzed my own mana and discovered that I can cheat it and manage to manipulate my own mana through analysis a bit better. Thanks, system. You are really the almighty cheat. I had analyzed the rank, and it said that each rank had several stages and that you need to use mana all around your body while meditating and blah, blah, blah to use it properly and become stronger. I see. What a pain. I have no time to meditate. I want to find something else than just snow, you know. So I have been walking all this time. I barely feel tired, but I am beginning to get incredibly hungry now. I think that because of all those calories I had stockpiled that I did not get tired. Good thing I ate the fur too. But now that I have digested most stuff and went to the bathroom off camera, I am getting hungry once more. And as I walked seeking a meal, I slowly nourished myself with my mana, which was slowly getting lower and lower, so I stopped halfway through. I wanted to use my super overpowered magic as well, but when I tried to activate it through the system, the only thing I got was an explosion of ice that covered me on it. I cannot control it. Why, you may wonder? Because I was stupid enough to ask for overpowered magic while being a novice on it. And also, I think activating it already costs almost all of my mana. What? What do you mean I cannot even use my super overpowered cheat ability without blowing it all away? What is the point of having it if I cannot use it? At least I have an ice breath. That's kind of works, but it is a very small breath, like icy winds that I can release from my icy lungs. I don't think it has a range of over 1 meter at most, and it also drains mana, but it is better than nothing, my friend. Oh right, the mana core ranks. Whatever kind of cultivation world this is, mana cores have ranks, and I got them all through, analyzing the analyzed info over and over again, like a maniac. So here they are, unknown. Rank 1, Mana Core Awakening Realm. Rank 2, Monocore Nourishment Realm. Rank 3, Monocore Expansion Realm. Rank 4, Monocore Refining Realm. Rank 5, Monocore Quality Enhancement Realm. Rank 6, Monocore Veins and Soul Veins Awakening Realm. Rank 7, Monocore Divine Aura Awakening Realm. Rank 8, Monocore and Soul Fusion Realm. Rank 9, Mana Soul and Divine Aura Fusion Realm. Rank 10, Divine Mana Soul Creation Realm. Yep, there are 10 realms. Damn, and I am at the bottom of it all. Tough life. I should have asked to be reborn with rank 10 right away. But how would I have even known about this stuff before dying? I was hallucinating too, so I had my mind all dizzy. Anyways, each realm has 4 stages. Initial stage, middle stage, upper stage, and peak stage. I am rank 1 initial stage, the worst of the worst. At least I got nice, unique skills to back up my humble beginnings. Now, as I slowly starve and walk around, I analyze more things of what I analyzed, such as the world keywords within the explanations, and I finally kind of get something. Not really. World. The world where you have been reborn. What world? Tell me that at the very least. I quickly reanalyze the world keyword over and over again, but I get the same message. Man, this is hopeless. It could easily tell me about ranks, but nothing about the freaking world I am, nor the area I am in. This is a flawed system, I tell you. Day 4. I keep walking through the snowstorm. It never ends. Although I am starving, thanks to ice absorption, I am able to use the ice around me as slight nourishment to regain energy and a bit of mana, but that is it. It will not really help me from starving to death, but it is increasing the period I can survive without eating. Rabbits nowhere to be seen. Only this endless, damned sea of white snow. Wait, should I just eat snow? I already tried and it tastes snowy. Not really much of anything, but I filled my belly with it at least. It does not give any calories or anything, but feeling my belly full is at least a bit better. Should I eat my tail and see if it regenerates? I do not want to do that, only if I am incredibly desperate, and I have not lost hope yet. I seek through my sharp senses any rabbits or other animals, but nothing. Nothing. Wait, I just saw something. I quickly hide behind a large rock as I glance at what was in front of me. I could not see them because the bastards were camouflaging with their fluffy white fur. But there are over 20 rabbits there. I begin to drool immediately. I am getting hungry. They are all eating some blue-colored grass growing in the snow. I have never seen it before. I analyze it. A type of grass that grows in ice. It contains a small amount of ice attribute mana. Good to craft. Cultivation materials. Ice-type monsters enjoy eating it. Oh, so this is what these guys eat in here. After like 2 days of walking, I finally find out this grass. It must be quite hidden. Now, time to hunt. Chapter 5. I know I just said time to hunt to sound cool, but I am quite scared to attack these rabbits. Yes, I am scared of rabbits, but that is without justifications. You see, the rabbits I fought were quite brave. The little thing actually came to attack me. Me, a little dragon. How come a rabbit does not fear a dragon like me? I bet these rabbits are actually quite fierce. I was lucky when I managed to evade the first one I encountered, or I would have gotten impaled by that giant crystal horn they have. I do have scales, but I do not think they can resist piercing attacks like those. At least I would need to level up my dragon scale skill, but I have no idea how to. Maybe if I hit myself, but without dealing damage to myself, it is useless. And my defense, there is no defense in this system. There is only strength, I guess. Well, whatever. Anyways, as I was saying, these rabbits are deadly. I cannot take them lightly. What if I run there and they quickly notice, and I get impaled by dozens of rabbits? Even with my regeneration, without mana or energy to fuel it, I will surely die. And I am currently starving, so I do not have enough fuel to boost my regeneration. Also, I am terrible at using mana, so I cannot really use magic, which is also too strong for someone so terrible at it. Life is a pain. I am filled with cheats, yet I am already struggling to see how I can hunt a rabbit. I guess with great cheats come great responsibilities. Wait, that did not make any sense at all. Anyways, now what? I cannot run straight to them because I am going to get killed. Do these rabbits eat meat? Well, they are eating grass, but maybe, if they are aggressive, they might even fancy my tender ice dragon meat. Just picturing all these rabbits ravaging my body with their fangs and taking away all of my flesh makes me reconsider this whole thing. I need a way to distract a single one of them, bring it out of the group, and strike it down. Like the lion documentaries I have seen on Earth. Lions have it rough. I keep looking at the rabbits slowly eating until finally, a little one begins to stray away from the big ones. It hops around, sniffing the snow and trying to find more grass to eat. Suddenly, it walks away quite considerably. It is around 10 meters away from the rest. The other seems quite oblivious. I bet having giant horns and being all packed together really makes them confident that nothing wrong can happen, I lick my fangs as I stealthily move through the snow. I think my reflective, ice-like scales make it hard for me to be seen, especially if I walk so slowly and near the snow. I find the rabbit finally finding a patch of bluegrass, which it begins to eat rather carefreely. I glance back at the other rabbits. They seem just as relaxed. Really, they are way too confident. I am about to break that confidence right about now. I quickly approach the little rabbit, but it quickly notices my presence. Damn it. I have to do it now. I quickly infuse some little mana into my legs, which enhances my speed for a few seconds. A little technique I learned while practicing mana control, but it is nothing fancy because it has a duration of about 3 seconds and I waste more mana than it needs because I am quite bad at using it yet. Flash. I quickly leap into the scared rabbit, but it hops right before I put my claws over it. The rabbit glares at me with anger as it charges at me with its horn. I use my ice breath, but it seems to not affect the ice-type monster at all. I guess I should have expected it, but I tried anyway. Clash. A piercing pain fills my mind as the horn pierces through my stomach. I knew it, these scales are useless. You damn ball of fur. However, now that it has its horn stuck in my stomach, it's mine. I open my jaws as I bite on the rabbit's neck, breaking it instantly. Victory is mine. Ouch. The pain really is horrible, but I endure it. I think I can regenerate as long as I eat the rabbit and gain calories and energy thanks to Immortal Body. However, the other rabbits quickly notice what I did. Time to run for my life. I grab the smaller rabbit I killed from the neck and dart away with all of my might. I run as fast as I can, but the rabbits are actually catching up. Shit, are they spiteful or something? Will they chase me down to the ends of the world by taking their young? Well, I am not planning to give up. I have some mana left, and I begin to absorb all the energy I possibly can through ice absorption. Suddenly, a burst of icy winds emerges down my legs as I run incredibly fast all out of a sudden. Oh well, what is this? I never thought that by infusing mana into my ice absorption skill, I could get this boost in speed. The rabbits keep running towards me, but I am now incredibly fast. I am literally an icy rocket. I run and run until suddenly I realize that I jumped off a cliff. I glance down below. We are so high that I cannot see anything below. Shit. I give one last look at the rabbits as they jump too. Are they stupid or something? Well, I am too, because I am falling to my death right now. The distance I am falling is tremendous. It fills my entire body with a chill. This is the chill I felt when I was dying. This fear for imminent death. Despair quickly takes hold of my senses as I am paralyzed while falling, and even my heart begins to beat furiously. Damn it. Chapter 6, Day 5. So, as I was hunting a rabbit, I was found out by the other rabbits, ran away as fast as possible, without realizing that there was a cliff nearby, and jumped to my demise. The other rabbits stupidly followed me through it too, but I think I saw some that kept themselves in the cliff. But I saw a good dozen of them falling alongside me. Ugh. Yeah, as if it were not obvious already, I am not dead. I somehow survived. Somehow. I think the snow down below made the impact not so horrible. Ouch. But yeah, the wound in my stomach has not healed yet, and I think one of my front legs is broken, because it hurts like hell. Alongside that, there is a sharp rock encrusted into my back, and it also hurts horribly. I feel the warm blood flowing out of my wounds. If I stay here buried in the snow, I am going to die out of blood loss. Wait, can I die out of blood loss? I remember asking to not have human weaknesses, so maybe I will not die. Nah, I can see that my health points are slowly going down. Maybe I got scammed. I guess Immortal Body is really like not having human weaknesses, but it is not for free. I actually need energy for it to activate its effects, such as healing and stuff. Yep, time to get out of here. Even my natural regeneration as a dragon is not enough, as I also need calories to boost it. This is terrible. I glance at my health again. Sorry, it is named Vitality here. Vitality, 24 out of 100. Oof. I am really going to die if I stay here. All right, let us bear the pain and get out. Thing is, I cannot. I am buried in snow, and the snow is incredibly heavy. This reminds me of when I died in my past life while being buried by snow. So much fucking snow. The quantities of snow are so many that you cannot really move at all. You are perpetually buried, waiting to simply die. Hopelessness. Thing is, I do not want to die again. Not at all. Something is telling me that I am not going to hear the mechanical voice again after dying. That was probably a unique opportunity. There is no way that every time you die, you get all the wishes you want. I try to push with all my strength. This sharp pain does not stop. It only becomes even more horrible. My broken leg is constantly hurting me, making my mind dizzy. Deep within my mind, the instincts of survival begin to fade away. My body itself is telling me to give up, to die. Again, no. I am not going to die, not at all. Not until I get to experience a bit more of life. Not until I get to live a bit more in this new and magical world. I want to find out what is this world. I want to discover new things, to find new places, to face new challenges. Hell, to find young masters and jade beauties, even. I do not want to die. Fuck off with that shit. I am not going down, Snow. My greatest enemy, this is our rematch. This time I am not a mere human, but an ice dragon. I am going to crawl my way out, even if it hurts like hell, even if it makes me roar in pain and agony. I am going to keep crawling. I move my claws, resisting the agonizing pain, and I open my jaw. I begin to eat the snow. I have cold immunity and ice absorption, so this works. As I eat the snow, I slowly begin to regain some little energy, very little in fact, but it is working. I keep advancing. Many seconds of pain become minutes, minutes become hours, and hours become days. How deep am I buried in this? I begin to despair. No, I cannot give up. I really want to struggle until the very last second. I know I can keep up for a little bit more. Come on, body, move, move and move. Suddenly, the adrenaline kicks in, encompassing my body with a warm sensation. I think this is my last shot. Let's make it worth it. I crawl and eat the snow as fast as I can. Furiously, my eyes begin to cry out of the pain, but somehow, I am just getting used to it at this point. I am just living with the pain. Pain means that I am alive, and that is what I want the most. If I want to live, I have to get used to pain. I keep crawling through the snow. My claws suddenly reach a place where there is no snow. There it is. I keep crawling, pushing my body upwards. I use my tail to move away from the snow and impulse me to the surface. Poof! Ha! I take out my head, as I am greeted by the outside world, the surface. There are pine tree forests now around the snow. Oh wow, how much did I fell? I move and struggle to get out until finally, I am out. I did it. Man, that was something else. But this is not over. I have to eat something. If this rush of adrenaline goes away, I think I will die immediately. I quickly sniff around, crawling around. My leg hurts. Food, any food. Meat, please, anything. Oh, I suddenly find a little rabbit leg coming out of the snow. It is motionless. It probably died while being buried. Food, finally. I quickly munch the leg and push the whole rabbit out of the snow. Hey, this is the one I killed. I quickly tear apart the stomach and devour the innards, drink the cold blood, and eat the crunchy bones and the tender meat. I keep eating and eating the fur, the head. Everything gets munched and swallowed. Ugh, tears begin to flow out of my tired eyes. I was so hungry. Finally, I feel as my wounds begin to slowly heal. The flesh begins to stick together again. Even the bones in my broken paw slowly rearrange. But it suddenly stops. I need to eat more to completely regenerate. You gain +1 dexterity. You gain +1 vitality. You gain +1 strength. Oh wait 3. You are being way too generous, system. Although I have not completely regenerated my wounds, I think I am fine for now. Let us keep looking for more food. All right, I can do this. Author's note: if you're enjoying this novel, make sure to check some of my other works, such as Epic of Summoner, Supreme Summoner System in the Apocalypse. It's a novel about an interdimensional apocalypse where the main character is thrown into it. Using his amazing summoning system, he crawls his way to the top and survives the turbulent and chaotic era. I am sure that you won't be disappointed at all if you like action and lit RPG elements. Check it out if you can. Chapter 7, Day 6. My wounds have not completely healed, but I think I am getting slightly better. I managed to find 3 more rabbit corpses of the fools that fell to their deaths with me, and I carried them slowly into a small cave I found, where I am resting while slowly eating them to regain energy and make Immortal Body's effect kick in. As I eat and rest, I begin to wonder where I am. When I was born and escaped from the little cave I originally was in, I only found an endless sea of snow with perpetual snowstorms. But when I fell off the cliff for God knows how much height, I got into this place. The snow has not disappeared or anything, but the snowstorm is over, it seems. Or maybe it is not in this place. Well, anyway, as I said, this place is a bit different. I can clearly see what is ahead of me, a bit when I investigated. I am some kind of plain, which is all covered in snow and blue-colored plants. Alongside that, there is an enormous pine tree forest that blocks me from advancing further. If I want to keep going, I have to cross this place. However, well, I am scared of doing so. Although I did not found any monsters yet, I am sure that there will be something bad there. I am pretty sure I heard the howls of wolves all over this place, and as I am eating here, I kept hearing them through the entire night. I am weakened and a little dragon, so of course I was scared. If a pack of wolves comes here, I will surely die. Maybe I could fight a single one, but against a whole pack, I am as good as dead. I have not even seen how strong they are, but it is not hard to be stronger than me, who sucks so much at everything. Okay, enough self-loathing, time to improve me. Well, interestingly enough, after enduring all of that pain, some of my skills leveled up. Also, I gained a camouflage skill. I do not know when I got it, but maybe when I stealthily attacked the rabbit, though it found me out, so it is weird. Well, there is no point in questioning things too much, but based on this, I probably can learn even more skills if I do certain things repeatedly, right? But what else can a dragon like me do to get skills? I already did camouflage stuff. What else? I have been biting things for a while, so I do not think I can get a bite skill. I have also been slashing the meat of the rabbits with my claws, and I have not gotten a slash skill either. So what else? I begin to rack my brains thinking about what I could do, but everything that comes to mind is always regarding having a human body. If I had a human body, I could be able to learn how to fight using techniques or weapons. Even crafting, alchemy, and other stuff maybe. But as a dragon, nope. Ugh, what else could I? Ding. You learn the high-speed thought processing. High-speed thought processing, level 1-0. After racking my brains for so much, I got a skill that makes it even easier and faster to think things through. I feel like I can think many things through a single second now. Damn, I wish my body could be fast enough to respond to my very thoughts, but I do not think that is the case. Well, when I eat the rabbits, I always earn 1 point of dexterity per rabbit. I wish I could eat a whole ton of them. But why can I get attribute points from eating rabbits though? I think it was because I was able to absorb their energy through Immortal Body, right? And then my mana core does some cultivation stuff I don't know automatically, giving me some attribute points. This probably means that I can cultivate just by eating monster mana cores. Nice. Wait, isn't this an enormous cheat? Maybe I should be more grateful. But what can I do now? I am slowly eating the 3 rabbits, so food does not run out in this time I have to prepare. I got a new skill that helps me think a lot, so let us keep thinking a lot while using mana, I guess. Yes, let us go back to it. Maybe I can learn faster through this skill. I put my mind into the task, concentrating my intent within the mana core inside of my chest. I slowly begin to glow faintly. As I use the system skill, analyze function to analyze the mana and at the same time learn how to move it with more swiftness. I had figured out something. If I have the highest level of magic, wouldn't that mean that I can also use the lowest levels of ice magic? It is not like a grand mage will lose the ability to conjure tiny fireballs because he can now summon an enormous sphere of flames, right? So instead of focusing on conjuring some giant ice attack, I need to concentrate and try to do something tiny, small, pocket-sized. I have to practice and start from the very beginning. Even though I got the strongest ice-type magic, I have to go back to the very basics to finally be able to wield it in the future. So I begin to concentrate my intent on my mana. I have discovered that mana is a special substance filled with strange particles through analyze. These particles react to the intent of their wielder and shape mana to take the form of the elements of the world. Those who have an elemental affinity will have an easier time shaping their mana to that very element compared to the rest. And due to this, I should be able to at least conjure a cube of ice or something. I begin to pour my intent into the flowing, blue-colored essence of mana as I imagine a little knife made of ice. Come on, come on. Ugh, oof, come on, flash. Suddenly before my eyes, a strange piece of ice appears out of thin air, draining around 5 points of mana which falls right over the ground and shatters into pieces. Oh, I did it. It sucked, but I did it. Chapter 8, Day 7. It has been a week since I started my new life in this mysterious world, and I do not know a thing of where exactly I am yet. Well, I have to grow stronger and find out. For now, I have been caging myself in this little cave while practicing magic. I practiced magic all day long yesterday and went to sleep, and now I am awake again, with most of the mana recovered. Although I practiced for hours, I have barely managed to create something else than a stick of ice that cannot pierce anything. Seriously, it falls into the floor, and it immediately shatters. Just how bad am I at magic? However, I do not want to give up yet. I have been eating the rabbit's veery slowly, while also eating snow to fill my stomach, so I think I can keep up for a bit more. Also, my leg is finally about to heal itself, and the wound in my stomach has fully closed. I constantly licked it so it would not get infections, and it seems to have worked. There was another wound in my back, but that one healed a bit before the stomach one. Things are getting slightly better. Now I have to keep practicing magic. I once more control the mana around my body and my mana core, and slowly extract it into the outside world. I begin to pour my intent and imagination into it. Knife, 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 knife. I imagine the knife. I want a sharp and strong ice knife that I can launch at my enemy's eyes. I know I cannot make anything bigger because it would cost too much mana, but a little knife I can create several times in a row would be enough for me. So I begin imagining it. I even begin embodying the knife within my mind. I am the bone of my knife. Ice is my body, and snow is my blood. I have created over 1,000 knives, unknown to death, nor known to life, have withstood pain to create many ice weapons. Yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited knife works. Poof. I pour my innermost shunny into this incantation, and it works. Wait, it worked. Suddenly, a knife appears out of thin air. A knife made of ice. I did it. The knife quickly falls off the floor, but it does not shatter right away. Only a tiny crack emerges. I made it. This is my creation. How beautiful. It is really a small ice knife. But what is the point of creating them if I cannot launch them? I have to learn how to launch them now. When the knife is created through my intent and mana, 5 mana are spent, and I have around 120, so I can last for a while. I begin creating a new knife. I can see the particles of magic slowly transmuting themselves into the ice element and materializing what I had in mind. While the knife is created, it stays hovering in midair. Just when it is about to end, I have to generate some kind of icy wind to push it forward. My breath is an icy wind, but it is not strong enough to push anything, so I do not use it. I have to create an icy wind myself, as I did once when I escaped the rabbits. That time, I infused the mana into the ice absorption skill effect, and it somehow intensified. For a moment, it felt like I was able to absorb the essence of ice and control it like a flow of cold winds. Now, I need to do this without it being immensely costly. I have to trace the ice and learn how to do this. I need to be able to both create the knife and then push the icy winds to create a proper projectile attack. Man, this is seriously hard. The knife falls to the floor. I was too slow and I cannot manage. I try to use the wind into the knife in the ground, but the knife just moves around. It is not the same it needs to be in midair. My control over these icy winds is terrible. It needs an even greater level of concentration and intent to even be able to shape and move the icy winds. But as the minutes and hours go by, I keep pushing my limits and trying to figure out the right time. Shaping the mana into icy winds is harder, even more, when I am also shaping it as the ice knife at the same time. I have to think about the snowstorm each time I create icy winds, but it gets confusing because I am also creating the ice knife at the same time. I have to create both things simultaneously and find the right time to push the knife. This is literally the lowest level offensive long-ranged spell I can create, but it is already incredibly complex to create. I cannot imagine how hard it would be if I did not have the system. I keep pushing my limits and using my mana, but each time the ice knife falls before the icy wind is created, and everything is ruined. But I keep practicing. I really do not have anything else to do anyway. The knife falls, the icy winds flow, time goes flying, and it is already night, until something else happens. Ding. You learn the wind magic. Wind magic, level 1 wind. Magic, oh, what? So the icy winds were also partially wind attribute. So when I was conjuring them all this time, I was also earning wind magic proficiency. I guess that is why it was so hard. I do not really need to put ice into the winds. I can just conjure the winds alone and move the knife with it. This could make it easier if it was not because I do not have affinity with wind, yet I learned it. And when I create the knife, the winds I create explode everywhere except into the direction I want, and the knife almost fell over my own eyes. I have so many cheats, yet it is quite hard to learn a single spell. Ugh. All right, no time to give up. I am going to feast on a large wolf one of these days, so I have to keep doing this crap until I can finally manage. Chapter 9, Day 8. I think I have found an enemy, an adversary that could slightly compare to my biggest nemesis, snow. It is magic. Why is magic so hard to conjure? It is horribly taxing. I always saw characters in anime, light novels, or manga using magic so smoothly. I should have asked for some cheat that could make it easy for me to conjure magic. I asked for overpowered magic, but not how to actually wield its power. But even then, I am having trouble conjuring 2 different consecutive spells to finally launch a freaking ice knife into the direction I want. Ugh. I am an ice dragon, so my main affinity is ice. In fact, it is the only affinity I have. When I learned wind attribute magic, I thought things were going to become easy. I would finally be able to launch the damn ice knife. But no. Well, I mean, I can actually launch it now, but not in the direction I want. Every time I concentrate my mind and imagination into the conjuration and manipulation of a gust of wind, the wind just goes elsewhere. It is frustrating. Okay, calm down, everything is okay. I am progressing. Yes, let's put it that way. There is only a single rabbit left. I do not want to go out yet. Every single night wolves are howling outside, and I think this morning I heard an incredibly loud roar that was definitely not a wolf. It sounded like the roar of a bear. In fact, I do not want to fight a bear, and I hope I never meet it. I feel insecure now. Although my wounds have finally healed, I am still a weakling. There is no way of leveling up or anything of the sort, and nourishing my body with mana is only getting me so far, but it's really not working. The only tools are my fangs, claws, scales, and magic. Well, my breath too. I have to sharpen them as much as I can. I think that as long as I eat a ton of ice to fill my stomach and eat the rabbit slowly, I can extend this for 3 more days. 3 days is all I have before I am forced to walk outside and find food. Even with my cheats, I need food to trigger the skills. Immortal Body is not an almighty power that does not need the energy to take effect. Sadly, like any other living being in existence, I require to eat food and accumulate calories. Snow around the small cave I am staying in is not enough. In fact, it does not give any calories. Through ice absorption, I can absorb a bit of mana and energy, but this energy is temporary and it dissipates incredibly quickly. It does not fill my stomach, nor it gives me proteins, calories, vitamins, and all the stuff you need to keep, well, living. Some grass patches are growing outside of the cave, so I have begun to eat them. It was incredibly bitter and it got stuck into my throat for a while. But it works, I can eat it and I feel like my mana regenerated quickly when I did. This grass is special, as the description said that it was used as cultivation materials and was also preferred by ice-type monsters such as me. After taking out a few leaves of grass, I left them at my side as I began to once more practice magic. Alongside this, I am also multitasking even more. Yeah, it is taxing, but it works. I am practicing my dragon breath, using it constantly without any aim. If I keep repeatedly using it, maybe it will level up and be a bit deadlier, because it didn't even affect that rabbit. Aside from that, I am practicing with my claws too, hitting a rock with them. The claws are incredibly hard like steel. I feel like they are getting sturdier slowly. Maybe I can get a slashing claw skill, or some stupid things like that. Also, I hit myself with my own tail. Yeah, this is to practice my endurance. I pour all of my strength stats into each hit, so it actually hurts a little. Like this, I'm making my mind go insane by the number of things I am doing. But thanks to my high-speed thought processing, it works. And as I do, I also concentrate 2 parts of my mind to conjure 2 different spells. I have to create the ice knife, which comes rather smoothly now. And then I have to concentrate the mana essence into a gust of wind that flows in the direction I want. But without wind affinity, the wind seems to simply not obey me. It is wild, I guess. The nature of wind is different than that of ice. Ice is calm, cold, composed, and it obeys me when I put a lot of intent. Meanwhile, no matter how much I order it to do something I want, the wind is wild, it does whatever it wants and flows anywhere it wants. There are no boundaries for it. Whenever I order it to go to the right, it goes to the left. Whenever I order it to go in front, it flows right back into my face. I also tried to use reverse psychology and asked it to flow into my face while aiming for it to disobey me and do the contrary, flowing to the front. But it actually flew upwards. It knows what I really want. I cannot fake it. Wind, why are you such a tsundere? I did not know I would be facing such a great foe so soon. Although I am not fighting against a monster or something, I am fighting against time. I need to get this done quickly, but wind stops my path, and it does not obey me. I have to somehow make it obey me. I have to pour my very soul into making it obey me. This is my greatest foe after snow. I have to tame the wind. Author's note: if you're enjoying this novel, make sure to check some of my other works, such as Epic of Summoner, Supreme Summoner System in the Apocalypse. It's a novel about an interdimensional apocalypse where the main character is thrown into it. Using his amazing summoning system, he crawls his way to the top and survives the turbulent and chaotic era. I am sure that you won't be disappointed at all if you like action and lit RPG elements. Check it out if you can.